Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to another Hugo's Desk. As you know, we do these streams every week. Today, it's time for some honest showreel reviews. We do streams every week here at Hugo's Desk. We alternate between compositing and visual effects and showreel reviews. So next week we'll have some compositing as usual. And you can actually find all of the links already available on my YouTube channel. But I hope you all can hear me really well. I've somehow lost my screen for some reason here. I had the chat just now and I lost it. Why did I lose it? There's always a technical problem at some point, isn't it? So now I don't have the chat. That's great. That's so helpful that I don't have the chat. Yeah, I think my computer crashed. My other computer crashed. But anyway, I hope you all can hear me well. I'm going to have to improvise because my chat is gone. So I need to do a pop-up chat here and do a little bit of an improv situation here. Because for some reason, I had a window just with the chat here and it just vanished, of course. It had to vanish just at the moment that I was about to do the stream, isn't it? It's always like that. There's always some kind of problem just at the moment that I'm about to start. Not really sure what happened there. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. It's always so great to see so many familiar faces. I can see everyone says the audio is good. So, as you know, today we're going to do some showreel reviews. This stream is brought to you by BenQ. It's because of them that we are actually being able to do this stream. So thank you so much for BenQ for all the amazing support they give us every year on the channel here and make this really possible for us to happen. We're going to have 3 showreels today. You can find the links on the description of this video for both the appointments. So now I have an appointment page where people can book an appointment because we do these showreel reviews every 2 weeks, and they can book. There's always 3 slots for every stream. So go there and check the link. On the link of the appointment, you also have the link where to upload the showreel. And that's really it. It's really pretty simple, pretty basic. So thank you so much. Now, because BenQ is sponsoring this stream, I'm going to leave you with an amazing video from BenQ. And I'll leave you with that for a minute. And I'll be right back. So again, thank you so much, BenQ, for sponsoring this stream. Couldn't do this without you guys. Here's the video from them. I'll be right back. Okay. Again, thanks so much, BenQ, for supporting the stream like this. It is amazing to have their support. So, as usual, like we've been doing lately, well, also stick around. There's a giveaway, of course, as always. I almost forgot about that. There's always a giveaway every week. Either we give away a Nuke Indie license or we give away a Nuke course. Today, of course, it's the Nuke course we're doing, so don't forget to stick around for for the new course. Here's the link. Here's the QR code. I'll leave it there for a second. So the link is also on the top of the chat as well if you want to. But yeah. And this will be given at the end of the stream. We're going to be here for probably a couple of hours, and then we'll do the giveaway at the end. Just click on the link and you'll be fine. And also just wanted to, like, besides promoting the stream here and also like the giveaway that we have, I also wanted to let you all know, if you don't know, that we have a special promotion right now. So my online course, both the Hugo compositing course and also the workshops course, is 50% off right now. So you can just like go to that QR code or go to that link, and you'll find that you have the discount. The discount code is Spring Savings. So that's the QR code. And the discount, you just go to the shop on Shopify and you can just like click that code and you'll get 50% off. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we're gonna start with the showreel review. I'm gonna just like see. Oh yeah, and one last thing, of course, I almost forgot. One last thing, if you like good food, please don't forget that Anna's book, my wife's book, Green Recipes for All, is now available on Amazon, on all stores, on all storefronts on Amazon. So if you do like good food and you want to support a self-published author like Anna is, please go ahead and support the book. I can vouch for the recipes. They're amazing. During the break, I'm going to have a trailer for the book if you want to check it out. But yeah, if you like good food, you don't even need to be vegan, you don't even need to be vegetarian. Just support the book. You can buy it on Kindle, you can buy it on paperback, and you also can buy it on hardcover as well. And you're supporting a self-published author as well. So yeah, that's it really for now. I think I've managed to reboot my machine, by the way. So now I have my chat. I was a bit worried about this. For some reason, I lost the chat, but now I have it back. So sorry for this. I always have like some kind of issue, don't I? There's always some kind of problem. Also, one last thing. Next week, we are back with compositing. We'll have the Hugo Disconstruct 8 and bring your questions, of course. I'm really enjoying all the questions people are bringing. I noticed that lately there's been a lot more Q&A than we used to, so please keep them coming. I really enjoy answering the questions, and I think the audience is also enjoying it. And I've also done something for the first time, which was that I basically put on the chapters the questions of the audience, which I think is beneficial for everyone if they want to jump into a topic. So. But yeah, that's really it. So we're gonna start with the first showreel review. Now, I also did something new this time. I have not seen the showreels at all, and I think this is because I'm trying to experiment a bit with this. Because before I would see the showreel and then I would, see what I think about the showreel. Now I'm not doing that anymore. I feel like the best way possible to transmit the idea of an interview, just like when you will go and talk with a company, is to be surprised by what the person brings. And so I'm trying to do the same. I'm trying to do it so that it feels like it's the first time ever that I've seen it. And so most students will have their first reaction. They will have my first feedback, which is always the most important one. First impressions are always the most important one. Now, as always, if you have questions, please keep them coming, but do realize that while I'm doing the showreel review, I won't be able to answer your questions. So I will leave sufficient time for questions at the end, also in between the showreel reviews. We have a scheduling and appointment system now, and I don't want to make people wait. But if you do have questions and if you don't see that I'm not answering them, just write the question again. I'm very happy to answer it as soon as I can. after the review or between the breaks or at the very end. So keep that in mind, okay? So if you have a question, don't despair. I will be with you at some point. Okay, I'm gonna open the showreel and I'm gonna just ring our first person that is joining us is called Salvador. So Salvador is gonna be joining us. I'm gonna call him up and see how he's doing if he's here. This is the first time ever that I've done a booking system, so hopefully this works. But it never really works always, but we'll see. Hopefully it works. I can see that he's on the chat already, so that's already good news. That's already a good news. Okay, so I'm going to see if people can see me. Okay, I'm gonna bring him over and then we'll see. Okay, cool. Can you hear me? I can't hear you yet, but just give me 1 second. It's not because it's not you, it's me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I think people can hear you as well. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Well, very nice to meet you. I'm going to just put people so that the people can see you as well. So just give me a second so that we... I always have so many problems with this thing. Tile... No, that's the one. Why can't I see you big? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Google Meet is a bit of a can of worms, really, to be honest. Always been. Okay, so I am sharing. I'm attempting to share my screen, and I'll put you on the screen in a minute. Do you see my screen? I'm sharing your own showreel.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna remove the music so that we can see it. And so I'm gonna leave it looping for people to see it. People are not seeing it yet, but they will in a second. If you just give me a second. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put you up here. It's always very experimental with Google Meet. It's always a bit... Okay, cool. Now I think that's good. Okay, we're finally going somewhere. Okay, people can see you and people can see me. And you can see my screen. So, welcome, Salvador. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for taking the time to doing the appointment and joining the showreel review.
Thank you.
As always, Salvador, why don't you... Everyone is already watching your showreel, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, this could be as long as you want. Tell us where you're calling from. Tell us what you've been up to, what you're doing, what's the objective of this showreel. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, hi everyone. My name is Salvador Jimenez. I'm from Mexico City. I'm a VFX compositor for almost 3 years. Well, I started as a video editor, but then I realized that compositing exists. So I said I want to do that, and I studied a lot, and well, here I am. I have worked since the pandemic. I have worked remotely, so it was a hard journey because I think the experience on site is needed. I think it's essential. But well, I had to learn by myself, and I had to ask a lot to the people I knew. So that's what I'm doing. Right now, I'm a freelance artist.
Yeah.
I'm working in Mexican productions mostly. Currently, I'm looking for the opportunity to go to the next level and work in a big project in a big series or something. I'm saying this because the budget of the productions here in Mexico are compared to the big ones. It's not it's very small. So yeah, and the objective of this review for me is that Hugo can tell me what can I improve in order to accomplish my objective. So yeah.
Okay. And tell me something. How like this show reel, is it mostly professional work? Is it mostly commercial work? Tell us a little bit about the show reel that we watch. We're gonna go shot by shot, but tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, good question. Well, it's mostly the results of my of courses I have taken, of some personal projects, and some of shots of the reel are professional work. Um, I decided to do it like this because I realized that I didn't have like astonishing shots, like stunning shots. Sorry, like something. The shots that I had were like the majority of them preps, cleanups, and little stuff like little stuff. So I wanted to go like further, and I took CGI courses and well the things I think like look good. I also included some shots to demonstrate to show that I can do different things like rotoscopy, like CGI, like green screen, like cleaning up, of course. So yeah, it's like a mix of these courses, personal and professional
Okay,
work.
and have you sent this show reel to a lot of places already? What's happening with this show reel?
Yeah, I have seen it. I haven't received many responses. I had an interview. They told me you had potential, but that's all. So, well, it's part of the journey.
Yeah, well, I must say you probably know this better than most that currently there is a lot of lack of work in the industry. The industry is really on a downside right now. There's not a lot of work going on, and there's a lot of problems in the industry as well. So don't be too despaired about it. It is going around everywhere. This is not just you. It's not. I think all over the world, even here in London, we're having terrible problems right now with work not really coming through. So
Yeah, I can see that through LinkedIn. And,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So I'm going to just gonna like put you here so that people can see you. Okay, people. Okay. I'm just going to go through shot by shot. Really, that's really it. Well, first of all, I must say, first impressions. I must say because this is, like I said on the beginning, this is the first time that I'm doing this without checking the showreel first. So I'm doing it live, just like if this was a real interview, and just like if I was like checking it like a recruitment. I think it looks good. Overall, it sparked my interest at least, which is good. It's already a good point. But let's go shot by shot and just like talk through it.
yeah,
So first of all, this is all good. Like you've put your email, all your information. That's really great. That's exactly what you should do. Keep it simple, and that's really not much more than you can do from there. I think that's the most important thing. Okay, so first shot is called CGI Comp. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what this is? I'm assuming this is from a course, or is this something you've created with someone?
no, it's from a course. It's an 80 hours length, more or less, course.
Okay.
I spent it around more than 80 hours because I had to watch videos and experience by myself and well, I do a lot of things. And I think that may be the more ambitious shot I had done until now. I'm very proud of the result, but still being the result of a course. I want to achieve something like that by myself,
Yeah.
100%, and I think I'm capable of it. So, yeah,
So let me ask you this, because I always ask this when I have people coming over to the show reviews and they have stuff that is from a course.
yeah.
How different is this from the actual course? Did you put your own spin on it, or did you just follow the course and left it exactly as it was on the course?
The result is kind of similar,
Hmm.
but well, I didn't follow like step by step. What I did was that I watched the videos and I applied like the techniques that I saw, and well, I also uh, put my own things, my own stuff, my own creativity, a little bit of my own creativity,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to learn the techniques. But I also hit my signature within the shot. But something that I like to do. I changed some things that in the course weren't there. So yeah, it's kind of a mixture.
Okay, okay. And so I'm asking this because it's always a bit tricky for people to, let me put this as bluntly as possible. Recruiters and companies, when they see material from a course, they don't really know if it was you that did it or if you just followed the instruction. And this is a quite long actually debate that has been happening in courses. I'll give you an example. I'm not trying to shoehorn anything here, but for example, on my course, I don't do the shots. I've never done that. And people complain about that. You know, people say, oh, but you don't do the shot, and I'm buying the course, and you don't actually do the shot. And so, what I've done on the course is I show them all the nodes, and I show them all the equipment and all the material that they need to do. And then I do a shot, but not the shot I gave them the footage for. And then I give them other footage, and then I tell them, just do the same thing, but on this shot, you know? And so people complain, but what's happened lately is that I've been noticing that people have developed their own style and their own version of that shot. And so whenever I see shots that are not, they do it their own way, which is really what you want. But of course, this is problematic for the recruitment because the recruitment doesn't know this. You know, they doesn't know the story unless you tell them
Yeah.
this. They on the interview, they will always just assume that you just followed the tutorial and you left it exactly as it was. So my advice to everyone, both you and everyone listening, would always be to, yes, you can still have this shot on the beginning of your showreel, but I would try to avoid having shots like this from tutorials as fast as I can. You know, so as soon as you can, try to create a shot that it could be a similar shot, but try to create a shot with someone else. You know, maybe get together with some 3D artists, get together with some friends, and make a CG shot and try to apply the same techniques. I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. If you have a shot like this and you know exactly, you know, because you've seen what the UVs they've made and what they've rendered out, you probably can get together with the 3D artist and create a similar scene and then have the same type of UVs. And the shot doesn't even necessarily need to be better or like it can be worse. It doesn't matter. But at least it's like a shot created by both of you, like by the team that you've created, both or three or four, it doesn't really matter how many people it is. That's always a better approach because then the recruitment people see that not only you've done a step further, you've created a brand new shot, but you also got together with other people, which is exactly what we do in the industry. We work as a team, and so you represent a lot of initiative. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should remove this shot. I'm just like giving you pointers of what to expect from recruitment and from companies because they will always react better to work that is brand new or work that has been created by the people involved. That's why, for example, when you go, for example, to a school, like if you go to a celebrated school, imagine if you do a course on Scape Studios, or if you do a course on National Film Intelligence School, or you do a course on a university somewhere, they would have a studio, they would have some cameras, and people shoot their own material, and then they do a showreel. So that would be my advice to you. And so with that in mind, I don't even know if I have anything to say about this shot. I mean, the shot looks great. It's a bit over the top, you know, it has a big flare, it's a bit stylized, but I'll be very honest, and I hope you don't get me the wrong way. It tells me nothing about you. It tells me really nothing because I'm not entirely sure if you just follow the instructions or if you did something, you know. So I'm much more interested on the other shots you have, the shots that you didn't follow, that you had to deal with yourself, you know. So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next one then. So this shot here, this is. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, again, this is a shot from another course. When I learned how to do a key,
Yep.
yeah, but it was a very difficult one. I learned that I had to do different keys. I ended up with a lot of different type of keys
Yep.
and rotos and stuff. And yeah, I learned how to integrate black, blacks and lights, and I added also like this how you say dynamic dispels and that stuff.
Hmm.
And since then, I had applied these techniques from my green screens.
Okay. Well, actually, I do have things to say about this one. And the reason I have things to say about this one is because I think there is a couple of problems happening. You know, on the last one, I don't really see any problems, you know, because it's a very gritty shot. It's a space shot. There's really not much to say because I've seen trailers like this. I've seen trailers that look like this. You know, it's not like when you have a CG shot, it's really difficult because it's all about the creative input you got with the shot, either with the director or the art director. So I can believe a shot could look like this, depending on what feedback you got. So don't really have much to say. But on the next shot, I do have something to say. And immediately, your keying is actually not bad. But the biggest problem you have right now in this shot is the perspective. And so right now, your background is completely wrong in terms of the perspective where it should be. And the reason for that is because you can see that when you look at him, when you look at the raw footage, let's see here. So you see, you look at the footage and we can see the ceiling. We can see the ceiling of the studio.
Yes.
We can see the white box of the lighting, and we can actually see the hangers and the hangers for the lighting. And when I look at your background, we see the street. So you're basically compositing a shot that was filmed from a low angle looking up, and you're compositing it with the background that was photographed with the camera up looking down. So you have crossed perspective. It's
Yeah.
I must say, I'm afraid to say that this is completely wrong. Like there is no way. The only way this would exist or happen is if you would be hanging on wires upside down, almost like imagine that she's like wired to be in the side or something, and that's not happening with him. So as much as you've done a good job with the key and you've good job that you're doing with the depth of field and also with the integration and the grain, it's all lost on that perspective. So the suggestion I would give you is to get a proper background for this, and the background would have to be, and you can shoot it yourself. You can go outside with a camera and shoot a bunch of buildings, but just make sure you have a camera that is a low angle looking up to the top of the building. So we should be seeing a perspective almost like from your eyes, you know, like from like looking up to the buildings. That would be the main thing, you know.
Yeah, thank you. Haven't noticed. Thank you very much.
Is this background from the tutorial as well?
No, I searched for a image of Mexico City and it put it background.
Well, see if you can find an image of Mexico City of someone photographing from below, and then you should be fine. I'm sure there's a bunch of pictures for that, or you yourself go and take a picture. That could be fine as well.
Yeah.
I would always recommend you to try to do that. Now, that's the thing number one that I would say that you really need to fix, because it's going to like really give the impression to everyone watching that you really can't tell the problems with perspective. The other thing I would suggest as well is that you actually have these lovely things on the scene, like you have these sets, you know, like you have this piece of the set here and you have the piece of the set over there as well. Normally in production they usually leave the set and then integrate it with something else. So it would be much better if you get a picture that would work with this kind of set, you know, like, you know, maybe thinking about it, maybe it's like some arcades behind, like some arches, or maybe some classical building behind it, so that you could believe that these two pillars are part of this building or something like that. So I would advise you to try to look for that. But if you still want to pursue the thing with the city, at least try to get the perspective right, and then you should be fine. Now, in terms of keying, if I go frame by frame, I think you did an okay job. There is a couple of problems. For example, on the ear here, you're shopping a bit of the ear. You're shopping a little bit. Do you see my mouse, by the way?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if you did. Okay, so you're shopping a little bit of the ear, and I think that could be coming from. Let me just look at the real footage. Yeah, that's coming from. Unfortunately, there's so much bright box here that you're losing some detail there. That's the problem. So you might need to reconstruct the section that is missing on the ear for it to actually be there, because at the moment it's missing a little bit piece. Now, the other thing as well that I would say is that although your keying is okay, this shot is not particularly difficult, and it's not really telling me, it's not telling me, Salvador, it does not tell me how good you are in keying. The reason for that is because, the dude has no hair, he's bald. And so that's a very easy edge to rotoscope. It would be much better if you can get some footage with some hair. But having said that, no problem with leaving this shot. You can just get another shot. But just make sure you fix the background. And there's an enormous amount of grain as well on the shot. And I'm not sure if this is a problem coming from the encoding of the shot as well, but it's very low quality. And I think the grain that you have, the grain structure you have on the person here, is not really matching the grain structure of the footage. And so I kind of have, this kind of looks very noisy, but then the footage, the background doesn't have that kind of noise. So be careful with those kind of things. Try to match that, because if you look at the original footage, there's a lot of grain even on the green screen. There's a lot of grain on the pillars. This grain needs to be brought back to that background so that it matches. So you have a decision here. Either you put no grain, and so you remove all the grain, or you need to put back the same grain that was on the plate.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go and move on to the next shot then. Okay, so tell me a little bit about this shot.
Well, this shot, the footage of this shot is one of the footage that Action VFX released.
Cool.
I saw that this like a big opportunity to practice, and this is entirely myself improvising and enjoying. And yeah, I tried to do something like different, like turning this from day to night.
Yeah.
Also, I try to add lights. I try to do it like the 2D, all the 2D possible way. I had to create these crowds. I used Blender. I got an add-on that allowed me to do that. And yeah, that's. I think that's all.
Okay, cool. Well, I have some good news and I have some bad news. So first of all, the good news is that the shot does look cool, and you can kind of tell that you didn't follow, like you've made a shot up, so it's made up by you. You've removed this stenciled out and removed all the text and put the people there, turned it to day to night. That's all really cool. That's the good news. Now, the bad news is that I'm not entirely sure, let me just wait until it's the final shot here. So I can completely believe this, the bottom. I believe that this is looking okay, and I can kind of feel that, okay, that's cool. We have the people there, they're a bit bokeh'd. Maybe they're a little too bokeh'd, perhaps, because I'm not entirely sure, if they were photographing this for real with the camera, especially if it's a sports shot. I'm not entirely sure the f-stop would be so low that you would be so defocused. I think you went a bit too far. This looks too extreme to me. I think it went too defocused. I think it becomes a bit fake. It should be a little bit less defocused so that it's a bit more believable, because it's a wide shot, and since the person is so far away from the lens, he's quite forward, it's almost like it starts quite close. It starts closer, and then he goes away. So it's almost like it should maybe rack with him, so that you have it starts more defocused, and then as he progressively walks a bit, you should release and be a bit more focused on the background. Now, having said that, when you look at the footage from Action VFX, and by the way, Action VFX is a great resource for these kind of things, and they're friends of the show, and they've been supporting the channel for a long time, so you should check them out. But when you look at the footage that they've created, just notice how little depth of field and how little defocused the background actually is compared to yours. This is much more believable. Well, first of all, it's more believable because it's the real background. And so I would advise you to leave it alone and leave it as defocused as they had. So you see, you can kind of see it. I can't see the full shot because you've cut it, but on the breakdown, but you kind of see the bokeh. It's maybe half of what you have, I think. Perhaps half of it. I think that would work a bit better if you would have done that. Now, that's like problem number one. Problem number two for me is the believability of what's inside these windows. Like, it's really hard for me to believe that they would have so much light inside these windows. Because, I don't know if you, when you are on an airplane, you have flown, right? Like, you've been on an airplane, like you've flown. I'm asking this because I've only started flying recently, like about 10 years ago, so that's why I'm asking. But when you're inside an airplane, and if you're doing a night fly, they turn all the lights on the airplane, and when they turn on all the lights on the airplane and you look out the window, you can barely see what's outside. Yeah. You just see reflections, right? You can't even see the city outside at nighttime because the light is so strong inside the building, inside the airplane. This would be the same thing. These people that are inside this building with this much light, they would not see the game. They would see the reflections of themselves. Yeah. So I don't believe that you would have so much light inside that room. I think they would probably have no lights, because just like on a cinema, you want people to see. It's like, if you look, for example, at photos of courtside, like if you go to basketball games, for example, they have these VIP zones where people are inside these big glass windows, and they're the VIPs, and you look, they have tables and they have, champagne and drinks and everything, and there's almost no light inside this room. There's very little light. It's very dimmed, so they can see the game, So I think it's the opposite. You should have a very, very dim light, maybe just the emergency light, and just a few little spots on. Realistically, what you should have is you should have lights on the emergency exits, lights on just on the staircases, and all the lights on the top should be off, so that people can see the emergency lights and they can see just a little bit, so that they can run away if there's an emergency. But right now, these are the worst seats of the entire stadium, People are just watching their own reflections because they're inside here. So I don't really believe this would be like that. Now, if this was an office space, yes, I would, because if it was an office space, people would be working and not watching the game, so that's different, So if you, for example, would have put, like, if this was a building with people working, that would have been a different conversation, okay? So think about that, and that's why this looks so weird. It looks so strange, and besides the amount of light that is there, I also think the temperature of the light is really strange, because this is a nighttime shot, and then they have yellow lights there. It looks a bit strange that it's yellow instead of white light. It's just off, and I think that's the reason. If you remove those lights and put just the emergency lights and just put like little small spots, then I think it will work much better, as a shot. And then focus on getting maybe more light coming from the floodlights, because the floodlights, if you look at stadiums, when they film directly to the lights, it's a lot of power. There's even more light and more more whiteness going around these spots. You hardly would not notice them. You won't even see the little squares. You would just see a big ball of light, you know. So yeah, you need to kind of like make those changes for this shot to kind of work, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next one. And again, Salvador, like I hope you don't get this the wrong way, and I'm just trying to give you constructive
No,
feedback.
not at all. The opposite. I'm very thankful for, because I can see now other things that I didn't see before. Thank you very much. Yeah.
No problem. I just, you know, I'm always aware that people, you know, can be either upset or a bit sad about hearing feedback, but I really want you to have a perspective where don't be sad or upset, just like take it as, oh great, now I have notes to do.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, thank you. And that's the purpose, of course, of this. Yeah.
And I was just about to say this, and James said it before me. So James on the chat says, knock the stars back. And it is true. I don't think you would see stars because the shot is exposed to the person and exposed to the stadium. Not entirely sure the camera would capture the stars. For you to capture stars on camera, you would have to have an incredibly low f-stop, an incredible high ISO, and you would have to be kind of in darkness. It's almost like the stadium's lights should be off. Everything should be off, and then you would see the stars. That's why when you look at films, you know, when you see when the light goes down or, you know, the light is powered down, that's when you see the sky. So because these floodlights, the stadium would not allow you to see the stars, you know.
Yeah,
it would be too strong. The camera wouldn't have dynamic range enough to keep up with this, you know. So
sure.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one. So again, Action VFX, because I recognize my friend here. So tell us a bit about this.
Well, this one I tried to practice CGI.
Yep.
I didn't have the opportunity professionally to do something with CGI. I'm still waiting. So I said I'll do it myself. I didn't want to model the helmet, so I searched for a free model. I downloaded it and integrated. Again,
so
using
you
Blender,
did the lighting. You did the lighting as well.
The lighting of the shot, the shooting.
No, I mean like the lighting of the CG. You did that as well.
Yeah, sure. I did that on Blender, and I used the Geo Tracker tool from Kim Tools. I love this tool.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much what I did. I also changed the natural source of lights. I thought that it was like too much light, so I bring it down. So yeah, I did that.
Cool. It's very well made. This looks really good. It's probably one of your best shots so far. It's very well integrated. Now, few things, not a lot of notes. I think it is really well made. I think this flash of light being so strong as it is, I would really recommend you to put some specular highlights going on the metal of the gun here. So it would definitely make like a line of specular coming from that. And also then you would see some diffuse specular hitting the hands from the light. So of course this would have to be a sharp specular and this would have to be a diffuse specular on the hand. Don't think it would reach anything else. Like the mask is so far away and so lit by the window, don't believe it would affect the mask. It would basically affect the gun and the hands. This is obviously a very small little nitpick. I think you did a great job. And in fact, to be honest, I've seen films that I've forgotten this. So don't worry, like it's not a big deal. Like this happens a lot, actually, that people don't put those things. It's mostly because they ran out of time. So they don't have time to put everything else. Now, you did a fantastic job with... by the way, is the smoke on the plate or is it yours?
It is a little bit of smoke, but I had to recreate like the half of it because
for the helmet,
exactly.
And is this part of the gun or is it you fiddling with it?
No, it's part of the gun.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think you did a good job. There is a couple of problems here. Like you can kind of see that there is like a kind of an outline on the arm here with the white smoke that is not carrying to that side. So it's almost like, because if you look at the original, let's see here. So you see the amount of smoke. It kind of like blends into the arm, and you cannot tell where the arm starts and where the face begins. It's a completely merged, foggy mess here. You need to bring that to the mask. Like the mask should really, like if you look here, you should also have a very thick piece of smoke in here so you don't notice this line. Yeah. Again, very nitpick as well. Not the big deal. It's only one frame. No one would notice it. They would be looping. But because it's just a couple of frames, another reason for you to actually fix it, you could just either blur this edge, or I think blurring this edge would help because it would just blend into the smoke, or just add more lift. Like if you do a soft mask here, you could just color correct it to be thicker, the smoke, you know, so that the smoke is a bit thicker, and whatever smoke you put in, just make it thicker in terms of the alpha channel just on this area, you know.
Sure.
That's it. That's really good. And then I have nothing to say about the rotoscoping and everything. I think one thing I must say, and this is again a small nitpick, I'm not entirely sure I believe that the mask is on top of this. I think the jacket perhaps would need to be nudged in the mask, because it's a bit hard for me to believe the mask would be on top of the jacket, you know? It's almost like the mask is so big. Because think about this. The person puts the mask, right? And then they put the jacket. They don't do the other way around. They don't put the jacket first and then put a mask. So I would believe that the jacket would be wrapped around the mask and not in the mask. So I would say that. But again, man, very small nitpick. I don't think anyone would notice. And if you don't change it, it's not a problem. I think for me personally, the most important thing really for me is the light interaction with the hand and the gun. And maybe this line here is the most important thing. This thing that I'm talking about, the jacket, is really residual, and I don't think you can easily fix it. I'm just like mentioning it to you that maybe when you're doing something like this the next time, maybe think about those things. Yeah. You should always, this is an advice to you and to everyone on the call, always try to put yourself into this to the situation to try to do it, you know. But yeah, very well done. And of course, the second shot, the second bullet, and the third bullet would be the same. A bit less, though. I think in here, this light would just light up this little piece. It would not light up the hands. I think there's too much light coming through the window. So I don't think... Let's see, how many... So he's done... Yeah, so you would have to put it there. Then you would have to put it here. And then I don't think this one... Maybe just the gun, nothing else. I don't think it would affect the hand. The last shot is the same thing. So, very well made. It's definitely your best shot so far. So,
thank you.
Okay, so I would really advise you perhaps to have it on the beginning of the showreel, because it is definitely the best shot I've seen so far. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. A little bit about this. What's going on here?
It's a shot that I did just to show the skill of rotoscoping. I searched for a footage. I had to confess, I tried to avoid the hair just to spend less time. But yeah, I did like you can see a lot of masks, and I showed now the alpha, like final output. It's like it was kind of tricky because there is a lot of movement in this dance. Yeah. I kind of enjoy it, but I try to avoid rotoscoping as possible.
So I have some good news and some bad news. So start with the good news. I think you did a wonderful thing of showing all the outlines and the gray, the alpha, the overall. This is absolutely perfect of how to show rotoscoping work. I think really well made. Whenever you do rotoscoping, do it like this. This is a great methodology of showing people really the whole thing of the shot. You show the whole shot first, then you show it on gray, and then you show multiple squares. This is great presentation. The rotoscoping on itself, it's pretty good. It has a couple of flaws here and there, and I think nothing that can't be fixed, but if you go frame by frame, you start to see some of the issues. Like, you have a bit of floating on your reel. For example, look here. If you look at the foot here, this is just one example. Notice on how there's no white line here, and then there's an white outline, and then there isn't.
Yeah.
So this is moving masks, and it's only for one frame, and it becomes very distracting for you to see one frame of white. This happens a couple of times. Now, if I continue, you see it there again. There's white there, there's white here, there's white there and there. But then the problem is like this. It's the inconsistency. Either you have the white the whole time, or you don't have the white the whole time. That's how you need to approach this. You see, for example, here, there's no white, and then there's white, and then there is white, and then there's no white again because it's gone. So it's like the inconsistencies of the shape is the problem. Like in here, for example, you see that you have this kind of gray thing going on the sneaker here, but then it's gone, and then it's back again, and then it's kind of just a little bit, and then it's not there anymore. You just have to be careful and go in frame by frame and paint these things out. And you can do them with either adding shapes, or you can just like use the roto mask and painting with the roto tool with brushes. You can just paint little pieces of it in and out just to make it a more consistent thing. But I think overall, I think you did a good job. There's a few lost things going on here on your the neckline. There's like a lot of missing elements there. You can kind of see that the neckline is correct, and then it kind of gets with a few holes, and then it disappears, and then it's back again. So there's a couple problems on the neckline there. But overall, I think you did a good job. I think you did a good job with the motion blur. So it's not really bad news. It's more like you just need to be a bit more thorough. For example, look here, how nice this motion blur is. But if I go a few frames before, you see those black edges.
Yeah.
They are just there. They're not here. And then they're 1 frame, 2 frames, 3 frames, and then gone again. So these are 3 frames that I would go in either painting in the fingers or rebuilding that, Those are just like really minute things, but will just like make the shot more perfect. And when you're working in production, you need to deliver to that standard, So just go frame by frame and see if you find little niggles like this, and little bits and pieces of problems like this. But
Yeah.
overall, it's really well made. I think you did a great job. Okay,
Thanks.
so next up, Air Force One. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is a shot for a Netflix series. It's a series called The Chosen One.
So this is a real production you've worked on.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
this
a
should
real
be on the
production.
beginning, my friend. What is it doing here? Whatever you have that is real production should be front and center on your showreel, and it should be saying Netflix show and what show it is.
Okay.
Promote yourself, and so it should be at the first shot. Even if it's a crap shot, it doesn't matter. It's a production shot. So always prioritize real production shots above all, above student work and tests and personal work. Production shots is what people, because as soon as they see Netflix show and the name of the show and they see you have a production shot, the first thing the recruitment people will say is, oh, he's been hired already. He's worked already. He's not just a student, So if he was hired already, that means he must be good because he was hired. So you need to put all those stuff at the very beginning, And so tell us a little bit more about this. So you did the compositing. This is a CG plane, of course. How was it?
Now I did the compositing. The plane is a 2D image,
Ah, cool.
stock image, and
Very nice.
I recreated kind of the reflections on the ground,
Yeah.
and I tried to make it make the reflections like more wet. And again, I put the plane. I tried to match it as good as I could.
Yeah.
And
It's
yeah, I
looking
think
good. I mean,
we changed the sky also.
yep. It's looking good. It's looking good. Couple of things that I would say. I know the show has been out already. You've had a supervisor, but maybe you ran out of time. But when you look at it at first glance, from someone that has never seen this, I think your black point is slightly off. Like I feel like the vans are with pure blacks, and then the airplane is a little just like 1 or 2% off in terms of grays and blacks. It's very subtle, but it's just a little bit. Could also be that they've fucked with it on grading as well. It could be that.
Yeah, they
So
told me make it like hazier, like put haze. And
yeah.
yeah,
And the second thing that I would say, and this is a extremely small nitpick, I would say, is that the reflections are very well made on the airplane, but I kind of feel that you have the same type of reflections on all materials, and so I don't really believe that these darker pieces of metal would have the same dark reflections as these ones. These would have different types of reflections. It's almost like these are a bit too dark compared to this one. Because, usually different materials and different colors reflect in different way. But this is, again, an extremely small nitpick. I think this shot is by far your best shot, goes to the beginning. Remember, I've never seen your showreel, so I know before I told you put the other one in the beginning, but now put this one because I've now seen this one.
yeah.
It's a production shot. You should write the TV show and just put it on the, just write the credits of the name of the show here and just put it on the beginning. But it's a really nice shot. And then
Thank you.
now that you're telling me that this is a photo, man, great! This is great achievement to use a photo and put there because I would have thought that they would have been using a CG plane, so
Yeah.
cool, very nice. I love that they've actually on set made
Yeah.
this. It's so silly.
In the funny, yeah.
It's so silly.
It is.
Okay. Okay, cool. Tell me a little bit about this.
This one is another course I took, and I learned how to make it from day to night. I also learned how to relight the scenery,
Yeah,
and I think that's it. Oh, I did like a lot of cleanup,
yeah,
and yeah, more. I spent like much time doing relighting and relighting and relighting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
that's
the thing, like I think I understand what you're trying to do, but this so far of what I've seen from your showreel, I think it's the less accomplished shot you have. And the reason for that is that it looks incredibly unrealistic. You know, I think it has to do with the atmospheres and the colors you picked. I just can't believe that there would be a street with this kind of lighting. This is, for me, it looks too produced. It looks too graded. You've graded too much. You've put too much contrast. You went too far. And I think in reality, if you look at photos of nighttime, and I guess this is Japan, I'm assuming, isn't it?
yeah.
If you look at nighttime Japan, it doesn't really look like this. I think you need to like look at. I'll put a reference so that we can. Let's see here. So if I swap this thing, present something else. Yes, let's do that. Do I have a browser? Yes, I do. So, okay, so you should be seeing my browser now, right?
Yeah.
Just give me a second because it's open with something else. I need to like move it so people can see it as well. So yeah, so Japan nighttime. Holly. Wait, if I put like that, you see. Well, this is not let me just look for like a more normal example of a shot. Come on. Yes, I accept everything.
All the cookies.
Yeah, so you see, um, God damn it. See, like, the problem is, like, when we take a photo of Japan, usually, when you see a photo, usually it's just exposed to the lights. And so you have a lot more light to it. And so consider, I'm not saying you should do the same, but consider that when you take a photo like this, you are measuring the light of the signs. And so when you take the photo, the camera is exposed to this dark area and then the signs and tries to photograph it both. At the moment, your photo is just way too dark and it's too moody. I just, even when it's darker, it still doesn't really look like this. It has kind of like a tone to it, and you can still see something. I think you went a bit too far in terms of contrast and in terms of crushing the blacks, and you have way too much glow in it as well. So what I would advise you is to try to kind of like, I'm going to put back the show reel so you can see it. What I would advise you to do, that's the one I want to share. You see the show reel again, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, like someone is on the chat saying cyberpunk view. I think you went just too far. Even if it's a cyberpunk view, it would never be this crushed. You see, this is completely blacks and crushed. You need to bring back detail to all of this so that it's a bit more lit. This is almost like a photo that was underexposed. You need to expose it more because it's too dark and too contrasted. And most of the details are there. You see, you have a lot of detail here. Now, it doesn't help that you've picked a photo that is sunlight and you have very harsh shadows. So it doesn't help. It doesn't help your ventures because you already have a lot of contrast on the shot. But just tone it up a bit and don't put so much grade on it because I think at the moment it is looking like, a very amateurish shot. It doesn't really look very professional. It looks you went too far. So for me personally, I think you should not have this shot on your show reel. I don't think it's good enough compared to the rest you have, So,
Okay.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about this. What's going on here?
This one is from the same Netflix show, The Chosen One.
Cool.
I had struggled a lot with the hairs of the hair of the girl. So what I did is that I recreated the hair with the open splines and tracked the movement. Yeah, and what else? The background, I didn't choose the background,
Yeah, someone gave it
but
to you. Yeah.
yeah, that I don't like because the sun, like the light sun, comes from the left,
Yeah.
and we can see the light in her face also.
Yeah.
I say, well,
It
okay,
is a bit weird. Yeah, there's two suns.
yeah, but well, that
Hey,
wasn't
but
suited to me.
this is what we do. It's clients and they want what they want. You can't really do much about that. That's fine.
Yeah,
You know, this is a production shot,
from the
so
beginning.
you do whatever they ask you to do. Like if they want the light there, they'll have the light there. That's it. You could also think, oh, maybe there's light in front of her from the display or from the dashboard or whatever. That's probably what they are trying to pretend. Again, this is a production shot. Should be more to the beginning of the show reel. So maybe position this shot right after the Air Force One
Okay.
shot. Because this one actually showcases quite a lot of skill in terms of keying. It showcases a lot of skill of detailing of the hair. You've done a really good job there. So definitely it's a strong shot. You should put it more to the front of your show reel. Because you see the problem? We are now 47 seconds into your show reel. You need to understand that some recruitment people are quite harsh and some supervisors are quite harsh. If I was like, if I was an asshole, and I can tell you that a lot of people on the industry are assholes. There's a lot of assholes on this industry. If I was like a douchebag, like a really nasty person, I would definitely be watching a show reel and I would have probably switched it off like 30 seconds in because it's not good enough. Like as soon as I've watched that shot with the man and the wrong perspective, I probably would have switch it down, and then move on to the next showreel, which would mean that they would never get to see these shots. So these shots need to be on the beginning, so that people get hooked by the fact that you have production shots from a show from Netflix. So you need to like really use that to your advantage for sure.
Understood.
Well, at the end, and I do apologize that I'm already late for the next appointment, and so if the next person that is on the showreel review, which is Roberto, if Roberto is on the chat, Roberto, just give us a couple of more minutes. Don't worry, I'll get to you. But I do apologize that I'm running late. It's not we're still gonna do a break anyway before we do. So Roberto, I'll probably just be with you in maybe like 20 minutes or 25 minutes from now. So, I do apologize for the delay. I need to make bigger buffers between the bookings. Okay, so as I was saying, at the end we'll go through all the shots and I'll tell you what I think, in my opinion, should be the order of your shots. Okay. Okay, so Roberto is here. Okay, no problem. That's great. Thanks so much for sticking around, my friend. Okay, so next up, what's going on with this shot with the lady on the beach?
Well, this is a shot from a movie, but it's kind of a thing because the shot that went to the movie wasn't this. This was like for inter practice within the studio where I worked.
Yep.
So I decided to put it because I liked it, the keying.
Yep.
Yep, that's all.
And so the actual shot from the movie, you don't have, or you don't have access to, or you didn't do it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I didn't do it, the actual one.
The actual shot. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So first things first, I guess it's the same thing. There are some good things and some bad things. Like I think you did a great job with the keying. I think the hair is very well keyed. Don't really see any problems with the hands. Don't see any problems with the edges. I mean, as far as I can tell, very well made. You can even see the really small little flocks of hair and everything. Now, the problem though is the background. And the reason the background is the problem is because, well, there's two problems. The depth of field is problem number one, and the problem number two is the light direction. So you see, we have a lot of light coming from here, from the back, and she has light from the front. So you need to get a photo of a beach which is pretty much with the sun on the other side. That means if the sun is on the other side of the water, that means depending on where in the world they are, but it would probably be like, maybe a 10 o'clock in the morning light, or 11 o'clock in the morning light, early morning, lunchtime, that would be hitting her in front. Or if it is sunset, then it needs to be reversed. So it's like the beach should be behind her and the sun should be in front. So if you mirror the background, it would work better because you have light from this side. And so we would have to think about having the beach behind, maybe not this picture, but would have to be the beach behind here a bit, and maybe there's still light coming through. Or skip the beach entirely and get some other plate that would look better for this. The reason I'm saying also this is that it's just not working, this background. This is a really moody background, and her lighting just does not match this background. And you can see that in here. Even if you look at the green screen, you can kind of see that it's a very strong light that she has here. It's incredibly strong. It's almost like it's a lamp of a car or something.
Yeah.
And then that's problem number one. So I would advise you to pick something else that would fit more this lighting. Problem number two is the depth of field. Like, there is no way this is so defocused. Like, it could be behind here, but there is no way the part that is near her that would be that defocused. Like this just that it doesn't happen. Like, if you look at the original footage, you see the amount of defocus we have here on the green screen. That is the maximum that we should have, and I think this part here on the bottom, it's almost like maybe through here is correct, you know. So anything from maybe let's say maybe this section here, that's correct. But everything nearer the camera should be a lot sharper. So you should have a lot less depth of field, like defocusing on the bottom here. So maybe try to use a ramp and try to use the Z defocus node and try to like defocus it just from there on. Assuming that this is a plate that is not already pre-defocused. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. So just apply less defocus on the bottom there. But I would advise you to get something else, you know. Okay. So, oh yeah, and by the way, Gregorio, I know Gregorio GLM is also on the chat. Obviously, Gregorio, because I'm late with Roberto, I'm going to be late with you as well. So stick around as well. I do apologize that we're a bit behind on the reviews. This is what happens when I do a booking system. Okay. Tell me about this shot. What's going on here?
Yeah, well, that's the result of another course, like the pretty basics of decompositing.
Yep.
I'm not like I'm not really into the deep. I try to learn. I know the very basics, so that's the practice, a little practice of the pretty basics of the depth compositing. I work with the I met the notes. I learned them. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool, excellent. I think it's a good shot. It looks good. It looks realistic. It looks like you have a nice fog happening. It looks pretty realistic. I mean, in fact, I think it's a very accomplished shot. Obviously, it's from a course, so whatever I said on the first shot would apply to this one. You know, I feel like these kind of shots, it's always a bit hard to know exactly what you did, what was on the course, if you've actually done it yourself, you know. But it is a nice, okay shot. I don't think you should take it out. It looks pretty, but it should definitely be at the end of the showreel like you have it here, which is good.
Okay.
Okay, next up, with an old school TV. I have one of those as well, right next on my desk here.
They're pretty cool. Yeah.
I have one of these like old-fashioned. I'll put it for people to see. You can't see it, but people on the chat can see it. Like I have one of my CRT. This is a retro monitor I use for gaming. It's over there. So okay, tell me a little bit about this. What's going on?
This is a shot from a production, another movie called Corazonada. And yeah, I just did the screen replacement. I want to show that I can do also the screen replacements as well. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it looks good. Again, because it's a film and a real production, write the name of the film, put it more to the beginning of the showreel. We'll get to the order in a second. I think it's very well accomplished. The only thing I would say is that there's probably two things that I would still do if I had the time, if I was doing a shot like this. I think it did a really good job with the lighting interaction, but I don't know. How old are you?
28.
28. I'm not sure if you remember CRTs.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I do as well, because in Portugal we had them until very late. You know, so they are very bright. Okay, they're like super bright compared to monitors these days. And so I would not believe that this little light would be. I think this thing would lit up this entire window around the monitor like a lot. It wouldn't be as subtle as you've done it. You know, so I think that's the thing here that I think you're missing on the shot. You know, I think you needed to have a lot more brightness affecting this bottom area and maybe this side here as well. And the other thing as well is that usually these monitors have, of course, they have the mesh of the scan lines, and so you would see a little bit of a very subtle scan line effect, kind of cutting the resolution of the image. But these two are very small nitpicks, and I think I honestly have seen in films that a lot of times they don't put those things in. And the reason for that is because you have to make a choice between realism, because if it was really real, you probably wouldn't even be able to photograph it because it would
Yeah.
be blown out. You know, you wouldn't seen it because the CRTs are so bright. So there's always a balance between realism and a balance between what you're telling on the story. And so for most people watching this film, this is more than good enough for people to understand what's happening. But if it was for a photoreal comp, then should be brighter, it should have scan lines, and it should have more light affecting the edges of the screen. So I don't necessarily think you should change it. I think this is well made. I just want to, obviously a lot of people are watching. We have like more than 50 people watching right now. I just wanted to tell everyone that a lot of times when we're doing shots, it's not about the realism, it's about telling the story. And so I think you did a good job here. I'm just like telling you the other things that could be there. And usually what happens when we do shots like this is we do those things and then the director says, it's too much, or I need to bring it down. And that's usually what happens, So, yeah.
Always happen.
Exactly. Okay, what's going on with this one, with the screen?
Another screen replacement. I choose this one because I struggle a lot with it. I didn't have like the marker point so clear, so I had to do it like manually. So yeah, that's why I choose it, and because of the roto, and to
Yeah.
show like there is a level of complexity.
Yeah, it's very well made as well. I think you did a fantastic job with the integration and the inner light inside the bag. It's very well made. Like this thing looks great. Like I don't think anyone would ever notice that this was a comp. It's very well achieved for sure. And again, it's a film, right? So it's a full
Yeah,
film. So it should be
it's a
also
series, TV series.
yeah, it should be also more to the beginning of the showreel.
Okay.
It's very well made. Don't really have anything to say. It's very good shot. Okay, so what's going on here with the perfume? I know it's not a perfume. It's like
Cream or
a
something.
cream. Yes, anti-manchas. Okay.
Anti-manchas. It's a label replacement. The original one was from the United States. Was in English, so they told me we need it in Spanish. So please replace it and match the movement and lights. So
Cool.
that's what I did.
Yeah, very well made.
Again with Hair Tracker.
Oh, cool. Well, it's very well made. You did a great job with the replacement. We used to do this a lot at the mill. We would do like commercials, and then we would do like 20 versions of the commercial with different like screens and texts and everything. So yeah, I really have nothing to say. This is a great shot, production shot as well. So I'm starting to think that you don't need the personal work because you have enough work just with professional work, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so sky replacement cleanup.
The sky replacement shouldn't be there. Well, in this shot, yes. In this one, not. But cleanup.
What did you clean? Oh, it's that thing. Okay,
Expiration date.
Yeah.
And this is one of the few cleanups that I had, like really had the right to put it, because I have done like very like better cleanups and trickier, tricky, but I have the access to them, and or maybe they're not launched the series, or so I'm waiting. So this is what I put, and this is a really simple one.
And then next one is the sky replacement,
And
like
the
you said.
sky replacement, and I removed some lights that are behind.
Yes. Yeah.
This was a very express job. They were like running out of time. They told me we have few hours. Please do it as good as possible in this short period of time. So that's what I did.
Yeah, but you did a good job. I think it's well made. Definitely well made. The lights are well removed. And I don't see the final. Yeah, I don't show the final shot, so I don't see how the lights were removed on this section here. So I'm assuming this is also working as well, but you never show the shot, so you never show me that. You probably want to consider putting the whole shot for people to see as well, so they can see the full cleanup after the breakdown, you know.
Okay.
So, cool. And that's the last shot. Look at that. We reached the end. Okay, so let's go all the way back to the beginning. Okay. First off, now that I'm looked at your entire shot when we've talked about it, I definitely think that let's start with the shots that I think you should put on the front. So I think it's up to you to choose, but I would assume that the Air Force One shot, also the woman on the car shot, also the phone, and perhaps this commercial should be more to the beginning. So maybe perhaps put the Air Force One first. Then maybe go to this lady here. Then maybe after that go to the phone inside the wallet. Then maybe after that maybe you can go to this perfume, to this cream. Maybe after that you can then go to the cleanup of the sky. I'm not sure. You can put this one after the cleanup of the sky. And then you go all the way back, maybe put the TV here. You can watch this again, by the way, on YouTube. You'll have chapters and you can watch this again. And then I guess perhaps at the end, more to the end, you can put this sky shot. I would skip this unless you can get a good image. Otherwise, if you can't, just take it out. And I would definitely remove this. I don't think this shot has no reason to be here. You have a lot better work. You don't need this at all. And the roto for sure. So the rotoscope, maybe put it in the middle of the other shots, you know. So maybe halfway through on the showreel, maybe halfway, exactly at half, you put the rotoscoping, because it's important to show that skill set. This one is a really good shot, but it's a tutorial shot, so I would wait until the end of the other ones. But this shot is better than the TV. You know, it's better than this TV. And it's perhaps better than this cleanup. So maybe put it sandwiched in between there, you know. And this one needs a lot of work. So if you can't fix it, you should remove it, the stadium one. And this one also needs a lot of work. If you can't get a background, remove it. And then the first shot, I'll be really honest, I couldn't care less about this shot. I think you have so much better work on the rest of the showreel. You can keep it, maybe put it at the end to finish the showreel if you want. But you definitely don't need these many shots, you know. So that would be the order I would go for. So you have quite a lot of shots here to remove. I would definitely either remove this one or put it at the end. I would remove this if you can't do it. I would remove this if you can't do it. I would completely remove this, the LOA from Japan. And this as well if you can't do it. And that's it, I think. Yeah, so, yeah, very good work, but you have too much and very inconsistent work. You have, like, really good work and then really bad work, and you just have to, like, leverage the showreel so it's all the same quality. You know, less is more. Make it better and just kill the rest. You know, you don't need these extra shots. And one advice I'll give you, as soon as you can, Salvador, remove every personal work from the showreel. So as soon as you can, as soon as you have more work, just get rid of all of this. Like all this action VFX stuff, all this tutorial stuff. just put production, 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 so that it looks like you're a very experienced person working in production. That's the objective, because at this time, I think you already have enough work. I actually think you have enough work not to have this personal work, but the personal work that I've mentioned that you need to fix, if you fix those, they would be good enough to put them in. So you have a lot to work here, and I do apologize that this is so much work, but I I would advise you this. Of course, you can take my advice or not, of course, but if you do take my advice and if you would like, you are always welcome to come back and show me the showreel again. Just contact me and we can book you in again. But yeah, what do you think about everything that we've said?
Oh, I'm grateful. Thank you very much, Hugo, because I realize, as I told you, I realized of many things I didn't see before. And yeah, I think I may choose the better order of my shots, and I'll I'll try harder to get the shots that are in production and to replace the personal
Cool,
work.
cool,
Yeah,
excellent,
thank you very much. Thank you.
excellent. Well, before I go, do you have anything that you want to ask or anything else that you would like to talk about?
Not really. Just I'm glad to be able to talk with you and just to say thank you for your review. It's very useful. Yeah, thank you very much.
No, of course. No, my pleasure. It was great to see your work, and I hope you have a great day. And you're always welcome to come back as many times as you want. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and yeah, I have a nice day, my friend.
Thank you very much. You too, and see you everyone in the chat.
See you later. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Okay, that was great. I'm just gonna switch the call here. Okay, well, thank you so much, Salvador, for being here for so long. I apologize, everyone, that we didn't do the break already. So we need to go and do the break as soon as possible. So let's go and do that. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with the customary break. So we'll be, and of course, apologies, Roberto and Gregorio, that we're going to be a bit late, but don't worry, I'll get to you. So don't forget we have a giveaway. It's pinned on the chat. So if you want to be part of the giveaway and get my Nuke course for free, you can do so. Also, don't forget that we have, if you don't want to wait for the giveaway, if you're really like you want to do it right away, you can always get my course and not wait for the giveaway. But the giveaway is that link. I've put it on the chat as well. You just need to use that link or that QR code. I'll do the break now for 10 minutes. And I'll leave you during the break. I'll leave you with a commercial from BenQ. So BenQ are the sponsor of this stream. So I'll leave you with a commercial for them. And I will also leave you the commercial for my brand new book, cookbook that my wife has made as well. So I'll leave you with that. And then we'll be back in 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere. I hope I can see you very soon. I'll see you soon. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Go and stretch your legs, drink some water, and I'll see you very soon.
Hello everyone! I'm super excited to give you a glimpse of my first cookbook, Green Recipes for All, featuring over 50 dishes inspired by amazing Mediterranean foods. Inside, you can find recipes made with a variety of fresh, healthy, and versatile ingredients and popular plant-based products. These are great choices whether you already follow a plant-based diet or simply wish to cook a few weekly meat-free meals to reduce your overall meat consumption. In the book, you'll find a wide range of new and exclusive recipes, from soups and big salads to main courses and desserts, as well as some of the most popular recipes here on my channel, such as the perfectly cooked non-stick rice or the tabbouleh-style bulgur and mixed bean salad. Not forgetting a new version of the delicious tofu chocolate mousse. So, if you'd like to have a look at my book and try some of the recipes, just visit any Amazon marketplace and order a copy, which is available in hardcover, paperback or digital formats. Hope you enjoyed the book, have fun cooking, and see you next time.
Okay, I am back. I hope you rested and stretch your legs and drink some beverages and are enjoying the show. We still have more two show reels to go through. I do apologize to Roberto and to Gregory that we are a bit behind. I starting to think that maybe perhaps I need to do two bookings instead of three. I'm not sure if it should be three because it kind of feels to me like it's a bit too much. Three bookings. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you're still enjoying the show, and I hope you are here to stay. We're still. I can see a lot of people on the chat like saying, I love this comment. I love this comment from Nub saying it's so reassuring to see someone who is basically in the same position as me. That's exactly the point of this of these showreel reviews, is for people to kind of like see other people's work and really learn with other people's work and try to get their shots to look better and to actually, learn with each other. I think that's why I do these, and that's why I do them, to the public, on YouTube. I think that's really the best way for everyone to learn. But yeah, it's really hot here on London today. So as well, again, as usual, I'm gonna drink my cola. Again, I keep saying this on every stream. I am not sponsored by Green Cola at all, but I love their Green Cola because, Diet Coke. I used to be a sucker for Diet Coke, but Diet Coke kind of damages the teeth quite a lot because of all the acids and all the preservatives that it has. But this is a completely organic cola called Green Cola. Check it out if you can find it. Again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do love and I like to support brands that I like. So that's really why I do it. But let's open it up as we do. Now this is like already a custom that I do this. So let's do that. Okay, here it is, Green Cola. Is it focusing? It's quite nice to have autofocus. I like it. Okay, let's do that. Oh my god, this is so lovely. Green Cola. The cola for green screen. Hopefully someday someone at Green Cola sees this and wants to sponsor my show. And maybe send me free Green Colas for life. Okay, anyway, let's get going. As you know, we have a giveaway at the end of the stream. So I'm going to put it up again. I think that's the one. Yep. I'm always a bit unsure if I have the right number or not. Where is it? Where is it? Here. It's here. Okay, cool. So don't forget that we will be doing a giveaway at the end of the stream. Confirmed, yes. And the giveaway is for my Nuke course. Remember my Nuke course, which is currently 50% off until the end of the month. So if you are interested on my Nuke course, it's 50% off right now with the code Spring Savings. So if you just go to that QR code, or you go to my Shopify store, which you can find on all my social media, it's all over the place, you can find this and then buy any of my courses for 50%. No, actually, someone is asking if it's actually green. It's not green, no. It's the same color as a Diet Coke, really, to be honest. I can see that someone on the chat also thought that Anna's trailer for her book was, what was the word that they say? Comforting. I think that's what they said, wasn't it? Thank you for saying that. Oh no, this ad is so awesome. I'm not sure if you're talking about the book. I hope you're talking about the book, or if you're talking about the BenQ. Regardless, here's the book. And the BenQ is over here as well. So I have them there as well. So that's the BenQ monitors. I have them here. I have them here. They're all here, all around me. I have 3 BenQ monitors. And I have a book here as well. So that's what you saw on the ad. So I've left links on the chat if anyone is interested. Okay, so let's jump to the next showreel review. So this time we have Roberto. I guess that's what his name. So I'm gonna call him up and see what's happens here. Where are they? Okay, so let's see here. And again, apologies for this to be so delayed. Okay, let's see here, Roberto. Oh, it's taking its time to load up. That's not good. Oh yeah, go. Okay, so I'm gonna join. And yeah, if Roberto, if you are on the chat, you can join as well. And then we can see each other. Okay, cool. Let's just put the sound on here. So can you hear me, Roberto?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, great. Let me just put the sound is very high compared to mine. Let me just.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry. I'll put it here. So I'll lower it here. So that's not a problem. It's just because I have my mic is very low because I have like my air conditioning on, and I don't want people like to be hearing the air conditioning for so much. So Roberto, I'm so sorry that you had to wait for so long. I do apologize for that.
There's no problem. There's
yeah,
no problem, Hugo.
It took a bit longer than I thought to do the showreel review. You can already see my screen, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me just give me a second. I'm just like waiting for it to share. Where is it? Oh, God. Okay, so where is it? Oh, it's gone. Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, I will wait. Don't mind.
Just 1 second. Because for some reason this stopped working. Ah, there you go. Now it's working. Okay, cool. Okay, so it worked fine just on the other caller, but of course it doesn't work now because why would it? It's always like this. It was working just fine just before.
The computers always make the same things.
I know. It's like
Suddenly work and suddenly
I
they
know.
go to sleep.
I was able to put like the screen for people to watch, and now I can't anymore. So who cares? Like this is working now, so it's fine. It works fine like this. Okay, Roberto, I'm going to put your showreel looping here.
Okay.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell me a little bit about where you're calling from, what's up with you. Tell us things.
Okay. My name is Roberto Minguela. I'm from Spain. I'm so sorry for my broken English, everybody in the chat. I'm trying to improve it, but it's a bit slow. I'm 44 years old, and I've been an optometrist and optic for about 22 years. And when I finished my degree in 2002, I started a master of 3D with Maya, and I love it. I love it. But the life brings me in the optics world. Now I left my job and I try to follow my dream of working in the VFX world. And I've been almost 6 months learning more about Nuke, more about Unreal, and refreshing my knowledge of Maya. I
Okay,
think
cool.
it's a cool presentation.
So I guess you changed your career then. That's what happened, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to change my career.
Oh, you haven't. So this showreel is still the showreel you're sending over. You have not worked in production yet, have you?
No, I've never worked in production. I'm a student. I'm a student of Hugo's Desk online course, and I learn a lot. I've started with another course in Udemy.
Ah, cool.
I saw that I love it, the compositing world, more than the 3D world. And I try to learn more because the Udemy course give me a bit lack of knowledge. And I started with Hugo's Desk course, and that's all. That's all.
Cool, cool. Well, first of all, thank you so much for joining the course, and thank you so much for being
Thank you.
part of it. Much appreciated. Okay, so then I guess the showreel. I'm guessing you brought the showreel. You want some feedback, and you're gonna start sending it over to other people and to other companies to try to get work.
And I made it public 2 weeks. I'm so sorry. 2 days ago,
Yep.
and I didn't send it to any production company yet. I will start, but I'm working on a shot right now to add to the reel, and I will wait a bit for have it finished and send it in the reel too.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay, so let's start with the beginning. Let's start with the first shots. So first of all, I can see that you have a lot of softwares, which is great. You have a lot of great skill set between a lot of applications. It's always good that you have that on the beginning of your showreel, and you have your email and phone number. That's great. So let's start with the first shot. Tell us a little bit about what's going on here. Is this like stock? Is it you that filmed something? What's
No.
going on here?
I have avoided to put on my showreel footage of stock or footage of tutorials.
Yep.
And my way of work is I watch the tutorial, I made the tutorial 1-2 times, and then I go to the streets with my cam in my hand. I film what I want, what I have in my head to produce.
Yep.
And that's the sort of shots that I put on the reel. In the reel there are only one shot that is from your course.
Yep.
It's the final shot, and it's very short because the shot that I'm working right now is a cleanup roto smart vectors and projection shot. That will be in that place.
Okay, cool, cool. So, first off, on this shot, so I have a couple of things that I would like to tell you. So before even we talk about the technical side of it, which you've done the tracking and the Maya, projection, the lighting, the shadow, and everything, there are two things that are standing out for me on the shot. The first thing that is standing out to me, let's talk about this this replacement, this poster, like banner replacement. So originally on the real shot, they have here this clinic, of static, Clinica Medica Statica. So it's like that's the original one. And now you've replaced it with your own showreel flag, like the showreel from the beginning. The first thing I would say is that I would really try to fix it so that it's not stretched. So right now, this is actually stretched. So if you look at your original, you see that's the correct aspect ratio of that sign. And when you put it on here stretched, it does look a bit weird. I would advise you to put it with the correct aspect ratio, and that you just need to like rebuild it. If you go to wherever you've done it, I don't know if you did it in Photoshop or if you've done it somewhere else, you can just like maybe export a larger image to have the correct aspect ratio. Now, the easiest way to do that would be for you to get a frame, from the real footage. If you just get a still from here, then you just capture that still, go to Photoshop, enlarge it, and so that you know the aspect ratio and the dimensions of the proportions of this sign, and then you recreate that new sign with the correct proportions. So that would be the thing that is kind of standing out to me, that it looks weird that it's stretched.
It's a nice tip. Thank you.
No problem. The other thing as well is that the rest, I think you did a good job with the shadow putting on the top, and also the the texturing that you've put in, the black point. I think that's good. It's just the aspect ratio, the proportions. One thing you did, though, that I think you went a bit too far is the blurriness of the signs. So if you look at the original Clinica Medico Estetica, like those are quite sharp, and you can see the line, like the font is quite... I mean, the whole shot is sharp. Like, the shot looks like it has a very high f-stop, so that's why it doesn't have... Like, the depth of field is not very pronounced. And so when you put your sign in, I think you went too far with the blur. I don't think you need to blur it so much. So try to match the blur to the original. So if you look at this, if you look at the word medico, or even this one here, pintor, for example, this one is similar size to the one you put in. So if, for example, your email, Robert Minguela, this email, Gmail, is kind of almost the same size as that. And so the level of blurriness should be the same as this. So if you zoom in to this word or to this number 47 and you see how much the blur is on those numbers, try to match it to the numbers of your thing here, so so that, because I think you've put way too much blur, you see, that's too blurry. It's not really matching. I notice now, this is crazy. Look here, I can now copy paste from video. Wow, okay.
Well,
that's new. This is I didn't know this. You see, look, like the macOS is now making this as text. That's crazy.
I have to put a link in this for the supervisors. Click and go to my LinkedIn or something.
I didn't know that did people knew that I'm just surprised about this. Like, I didn't know this happened. I'm gonna test this out. Like, if I open up a notebook, that is crazy. I'm opening up a notebook. You don't see the notebook. Yeah, it does work. You don't see the notebook because I'm only sharing the showreel, but people on the chat can see the notebook. That is crazy. It copy pasted the text from the video. Fuck. Like, what the hell? I didn't know that that was even possible. I didn't know that. Okay, this must be people are saying that doesn't work on Windows. Okay, so it must be a Mac thing. I have never noticed this. This is very helpful, actually, to be able to copy paste the text. Okay, great. Anyway, yeah, you should definitely put a link. Okay, so that's number one that I want you to fix, is the blurriness then. Now the second thing I want to talk to you about, which is this robot. So I think actually you did a really good job with the tracking and the methodology of putting the shadow. If I just go to the end version here, you did a really good job. Like, if you look at the shadow of the woman, it matches quite a lot the shadow of your robot. Like, I think you did a really good job. Now, the only thing I kind of think it's weird, like, there's a few technical things I want to talk about in terms of black points, and I'll be there in a minute. But from a creative point of view, it's really bizarre that you have a robot that is moving at an extremely high speed, and these people are completely oblivious to it. Like, these people don't even notice this robot is here. Like, if a robot would be shaking this much on the screen, this woman would be petrified and she would run away. She would be really scared. So, and all these people would be scared because they would probably think this robot would be trying to kill them. So just be aware of that it's a really strange thing to have something moving so much and then the people on the plate are not reacting. Yeah. So this comment doesn't necessarily have to do with the quality of your composite, but it's more like what you've created doesn't make a lot of sense, and it makes it less believable because of that. You know what I mean? So I would much prefer for you to just leave the robot there. The robot is just floating or just there just a little bit, just going on their business. And maybe people are used to this robot, but it's not like going berserk. But if you want, you can gather a bunch of friends, go to the same place, and film them reacting to this robot. Yeah. And then it would look better, like, because they would be, like running
and
away or
it
something.
will be very fun,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
fun to film.
Exactly. And then people around would be looking at you guys because they didn't know what you guys are
Yeah.
doing, and so the whole thing would help. It would help to sell the thing. Um, yeah. So on the chat, everything and everywhere, it's a Mac thing. Yeah. Well, everything. I know that it works on images. I've always used it on images, and I know that the iPhone you can copy paste from text from photos. I didn't know it worked on a video. That's the thing. I had no idea that you could do it from a QuickTime. So that's a new thing. But thanks for letting me know. Now we've addressed the creative side and your banner. In terms of integration, I'm gonna just see if I can find a frame where he's actually not going berserk and actually not going really quick. Let's see here. There's not a lot of them. Where is a frame where he doesn't move much? Yeah, so let's
I think
say
the first frame and maybe
probably the first frame. Yeah.
147, I think, is the
Yeah.
most
Yeah, so
stable.
this would be it. Yeah. So, okay. I think you did a good job. The shadow looks terrific. This is fantastic. Fantastic work.
Thank
The
you.
CG also looks really good. I just think that the black point are a bit off. So notice how the blacks, the darkness of the blacks on these windows, the darkness of the blacks on these shops have a tonality of black, and then the blacks inside your robot are quite grayish. So I think the black point and the contrast ratio on the robot is not completely matching the footage
Okay.
that you have. So that's problem number one. Now, how did you achieve the lighting? Did you do an HDR on the footage, or did you just use your own
I
lighting on 3D?
uh, I make the lighting in the 3D package of Maya. I render it with Arnold, and the day I filmed this, I didn't make an HDRI,
Yep.
and I use an artificial intelligence to make an HDRI of the video,
Cool.
and it was where I used for it.
Yeah. No, looks. I was asking you because it looks really nice, and I can kind of see the reflections of the sky and the reflections of the floor. It kind of matches, so that's why I was wondering if you did an HDR on set because I could see it on the reflections.
I
So
forgot
that's
it.
cool.
I forgot it, and when I was working on the shot, I said how I can get an HDRI the more accurate for the shot, and I started investigating to of AI, and I found an app. It calls Switch Light Studio
Cool.
that make it, and I use it. I use it for
Yeah. Well, it works really well. Well done. So yeah. So I think you need to fix this black point, and you need to fix whatever is on the
okay.
screen. And I would advise you to I noticed that you have an animator here, Alexander Drews. Maybe consider having it either just hiddling on on
Mhm.
the air, just a bit more static, just not so scary, or go out and shoot something that would match this reaction.
Okay.
I would advise you to make the shot look better. Okay, cool. So next up, what's going on this shot here? Tell us a little bit about this phone shot.
It's a simple phone shot made tracking with Mocha. Make the roto and use my own footage again to make the compositing and give the brightness of the real moment. I didn't use chroma in the phone because I think I can achieve better result, better goals, better results without it,
Yep.
and I think it's better. It's better
It is. It
than use a
is.
green screen.
It's very well achieved, and by keeping the reflection, it just looks so much better. Like it looks so much more realistic. So
Yeah.
very well done. This is very well achieved shot. Very well tracked, very well achieved. The photo is spot on, blurred there, and actually the motion blur looks nice, and also the composite is really good. So very, very well done. I really have nothing to say. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, so next shot up here, which is the shot that is on the phone.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
It's a sort of history in my reel. In this shot, I record my fiance. She's an actress, and she takes the customs of her work to home and shot that on that chroma. I forgot to use chroma tracker points. I forgot to adjust the color, and it was a disaster. But I want to make something with it, and I did Unreal background. I love Unreal. I think is one of the best tools in at the moment.
Yep.
And I don't know nothing about particles in Unreal. I'm so sorry for the fires, but it was the best achievement that I can. And I did a tracking, the 3D tracking. It was a headache because I have no points. but I think the perspective, the point of view of the camera. It's if maybe it can be better, I know,
But
but
it's okay. I don't think it's
okay.
a big problem. It's okay. I don't think that's the.
The
I
the
actually.
energy ball was a video from Action VFX, I think, and I'd love to have a friend who makes Houdini particles and gives me some help in this, but I have to resolve it on my own, and I think it's a nice shot, and I love to see my fiance like a witch in front of a church. I love it. I love it.
No, I don't think. I'll be honest. I don't think the. I don't think the. Sorry, I'm just like. I don't think the tracking. Sorry, not the tracking. What I mean, I don't think that the track is the problem. I think that actually works quite nicely, and I like the fact that you used an Unreal background. I think you did a really good job on that sense. So I think there's other problems that I would like to talk to you about. So let's do one by one. First,
Okay.
this fireball, like this fireball that is here. Now, yes, I agree with you. It would be nice if you could get a better asset, maybe with a friend from Houdini, a person that could help you. That would work better. But even if the fireball is not very well made, maybe you can find something better. I do think you should consider how these
I have
fingers
to roto
go in.
that fingers.
Yeah, the fingers have to somehow merge in. Now,
Mhm.
normally, if this was a film, like if this was a big production with a big budget, what they would have done is that they would have done something called rotomation, which is like tracking a CG model of these hands completely frame by frame to match the hands. And so,
Uh-huh.
because then what would happen is that these CG hands would be used to do the occlusion for the particles. And so then they would render the particles with deep
Yeah.
compositing, and then they would be correctly occluded, some of them behind, some of them in front, some of them in
Yeah.
the middle. They would be occluded correctly to the hands. Now, since you don't have that, you have to do them by hand. That means that you need to like rotoscope one of the fingers and put it a bit more to the front, and rotoscope another finger, put it more to the back. That would help the integration on this for sure.
I'm just starting the deep part in the course, and I want to ask you for the footage of that part of the course, because I think that I have a big lack of knowledge in deep
Yeah.
compositing, and I want to work more it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the so I'm glad that you asked that. Like, so the footage is a problem because the footage is so big that I don't really have a way to share it. So the render, for example, give an example. The one of the renders, the original footage that I show on the first class, which is from the Assassin's Creed trailer,
Yeah.
that one I can't share because that's from Ubisoft. It's not mine. So I can only share one frame or something like that. But even that I'm not sure because I don't really have permission from them. Now the other one, the racetrack, that one I believe is like 200 gigs or something like that, just
Oh,
one
it's
shot.
very big.
So they're quite big, they're quite large. But I need to find a way of how I can just like share one frame and still get it to work. And it's on my list of things to do. So
Okay, thank
I will do
you.
that.
Thank you for
But it's really
thank you so
big.
much.
That's the problem.
Thank you. Thank you
Now
for answering it.
now the so that's problem number one you have here is this light. I would love for this asset to be better, and also for the asset to actually interact better with the view, because right now you see this lights up and you've done a bit of color correction, but the reality is that if this was this bright, you would have had like some kind of rim lighting and some light interaction affecting the fingers a bit more. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is you already mentioned the fires. The fires could be easily fixed. Instead of using Unreal to put the fire, you could find maybe fires from stock footage, from Action VFX, or from another stock footage, and place them in cards in the area. So if you use the Unreal reader in Nuke, you can then load the scene into Nuke, and then you could load the camera, and then you can use the cryptomat from the cryptomat generator from the Unreal reader, and then you can have a mask just for this, and then you can put the fire on a card, and then that fire would be a piece of stock. So that's easy to fix. The bigger problem is this smoke. So how did you do this green smoke? Just so I know
The
what
green
we're
smoke
talking.
is a stock footage from Action VFX.
Okay.
It I think is dust. The real color was a bit brown or yellowish, but I like to make a green smoke,
Yeah.
and it's I think the footage was like HD,
Yeah.
1080, and my final footage is 4K.
Yeah.
So I have to
Scale it. Yeah.
make it bigger, scale it,
Yeah.
and it has some problems of scale, I think.
Yeah. I see. It does. And that's why it's getting softer. And the other problem with also that happens is the actual keying. So I think the biggest offender, you see on your right side, it's quite semi-transparent and it looks rather nice that it goes through, but in here we have all these black edges going around on the smoke, you see. So that needs to be figured out. You need to remove these black edges either by softening or getting the matte of this key a bit more semi-transparent so that it matches the other side. It kind of goes away, so if you wait a bit more, like you see, it happens here as well. You see, you have like this feeling of blobbiness. It's all these black edges. They need to be a bit more transparent, and I think if it becomes a bit more transparent, it will also look more realistic. Now, the other problem as well is, like you said, the resolution. Yes, that is a problem because you can clearly see that this asset that you've picked doesn't have enough resolution for the middle section here. So in a way, either you try to get someone to make this asset for you in Houdini, or you need to get higher resolution stock and maybe do two of them and have one on one side and one on the other. Because I don't think you need so much on the middle. So imagine if you have one piece of stock that is on this side and then another piece of stock that is on that side, then it could be around her. and if it has more resolution, it would fit better. Because at the moment, I just don't. It looks like it's stuck in. It looks like it's just merged on top.
There are three. There are three cards in a space with the same stock dust put in different places.
Okay.
One in the front and two back. One more back than the other, and it was the way that I thought it was better.
Yeah, but it's not bad. You see, Roberto, it's not bad. It's just that it's not good enough. Like, I think that's the problem you have on the shot. Like, if I look at your show reel, like this, I think we have a recurring thing, except the phone one. You like this shot, it's okay, but it has those issues, and it makes it really strange for the robot to black point not to be correct, and it's be a bit crazy, and this is stretched, so it makes it a bit of a problem. The phone, I don't really have any issues with. I think the phone comp looks great. But then this one, I mean, it looks okay, and I really like the key that you've done, and I like the green screen. I like your background. It's almost like I wish you either, if you have a better asset for the smoke, you put it in, but if you don't, just take it out. Don't have it. Or have something else more subtle. Because at the moment, not only we have these black edges, but also we have compression artifacts in the middle here. You really can tell that this footage does not have enough resolution to fit in to her, to the footage of her, which is much more higher resolution. It's just, I don't think you can solve it except if you find better assets, you know?
Okay.
I don't think you can solve it in comp. It's just, they're just too low resolution, too low quality for it to work, you know?
Okay.
So you need to find something else, because it's a shame, you know, because it looks really nice. The footage itself looks really nice, and I really like the fact that you went and got an Unreal background, which is great as well. So maybe rethink this shot a bit. I would advise you to try to either get a better asset for the hand or get someone to help you. And for the smoke, try to find something else. Maybe try to find another piece of stock that would have more resolution, less artifacts, less compression, and try to work with that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because the rest looks rather nice, and it's a bit of a shame that you're having those issues. Now, in terms of the key, I think you did a good job. There's a couple of things that I would say. There's like some little minute little extra whites and bits that you have between the legs, the arms there, and also you have like a very, very subtle black edge on this shoulder here. So there's a couple of places. It's hard to tell because you have all this stuff on front, so I can't really tell, but I think you have the breakdown later. So if I look at the breakdown here, before you put this in, you see you need to be a bit more tidy with the edges, because you're putting that on top. But if I go for the frame before you put that on top, let's just go a few frames before. You see, you have this edge here has a little bit of a black edge, then you have the white edge on the hand there, and these edges are a bit too sharp. They need to be a bit more smoother and more, and also this should be a little bit more semi-transparent to go to the church and see the background, because this is kind of like a, if you look at the footage, the original footage, you see all the semi-transparency coming through here with the green screen behind. You need to kind of have some kind of brown semi-transparency going on there, because that's the environment where she is, you know. You would still see a little bit through, and it's just a bit too sharp, all these edges. So you need to kind of like work a little bit down on that. Now, someone on the chat is making a actually quite nice suggestion. Jose Matos is saying, if you have a problem with the resolution of the asset, maybe consider reducing the resolution of everything else. So, for example, if this piece of footage was not this sharp and if it was only HD, if you downscale it to HD
Mhm.
and then comp it in this background, it might work better, because right now she is way too sharp and way too perfect to
Yeah.
be placed on this background, in terms of resolution. So it's a good point from Jose. He has a really good point there.
Thank you, Jose.
Okay, so then let's move on to the last one, which is from the course, from Hugo's Desk course. So how was it doing this shot? Like how did you go? Did you enjoy it?
It was very fun. It was very fun. I did it with Ricardo Ferreira,
Yeah.
and then I erased it and started on my way. Then I compared the different scripts. Uh, Both did different things, but it almost worked like the other. So I have fun making this shot, and I think it's great. I have to recognize that I use DaVinci to make the color more precisely at the final round,
Oh, that's fine. That's not a problem. Everyone
and
can
that's all.
use, it's good that you use DaVinci. It's good that you use as many softwares as possible. That's good. I think it's well made. I think it's well achieved. Obviously, Ricardo goes through it quite in detail, so it's just, you just need to follow along, and kind of like, it's a really straightforward paint job and roto job. But you did a good job. Like, I think you did a really good job. Now that we've done the whole show reel, I must say, for a compositing reel, you're missing stuff.
Uh-huh.
You're missing stuff. So, for example, you do not have a pure rotoscoping shot. You should have a shot where we see the shapes, the rotoscopes, and we see something difficult being rotoscoped, like either a
Okay.
person dancing, a person on a bicycle, or people walking. You should definitely have a shot like that. Also, in terms of keying, you should have a shot that has hair. I mean, like flowing hair. Like
Yeah.
your girlfriend, her hair is quite attached right now, so it's
Yeah.
quite easy. So try to get someone that has flowing hair and hair that actually moves. So you're
Okay.
missing like a more difficult keying shot, and you're missing a difficult rotoscoping shot, and I think those are really missing in your showreel for the showreel to be considered as a compositing showreel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the shot that I'm working, the shot that I said before, is a shot with lots of rotoscoping, lots of cleanups, and some 3D projection and something more. But you talk about Unreal Reader. That's magic. I love it. I made the Unreal background only to try Unreal Reader on Nuke.
Yeah.
And it was very fun to work with it. It was great.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're going into Unreal, because you are very much like a generalist, really. You're doing 3D, and you're doing tracking, you're doing Unreal, and you're doing lighting. That's cool. Like, so you should really definitely continue developing that, because so that you don't do just compositing. That's really nice that you are actually putting your hands on all these things. Obviously, you will end up specializing in one way or the other, depending on what you end up working on, if you work in film or commercials. But it's nice that you are starting to do Unreal. I haven't done a class for Unreal yet. I haven't done a class on the course for the Unreal Reader. I need to do that, really, to be honest. I've used it in production last year for the first time, and so it was nice to work with. So I definitely will create classes for it as well. But that's cool that you're using it. Okay, so anything else that you would like to ask or go through before we move on?
No. Only thank you for having me here, for the tips, and thank you for the classes.
No problem. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, don't.
and nothing more. I have to learn more. I know. I work every day and learn more things. I'm an old man,
You're not
and
that
I've
old. Come
been
on. How old are you? Sorry.
44.
You're younger than me. So
I've been learning like a hobby
yeah.
all my life, because when I finished the Maya course in 2002, I didn't found a work of it, but every version I tried new things in Maya. I learned a bit of ZBrush. I've always loved the VFX world, and it has been my hobby for years, for years.
No, that's
And
cool.
now I'm trying to be a compositor.
No, go for it. I'll, whenever you want to return to the showreel reviews, please come back and contact me, and we can always book another appointment and go through it. And you see, there you're not that old. You see, there's someone on the chat here that is 55. You see, like 55-year-olds. You see, like there's even older people here. We're just a bunch of old people. I'm gonna be 46 this, no, 40, yeah. I'm gonna be 46 this year.
I will
You
be
know,
45 this year.
45.
You
Okay.
are you are only a year older than me.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, you're always welcome if you want to return and show your showreel again. Thank you so much for sharing again, and I can't wait to see your new version and the updated shots.
I'll do.
Keep it coming, and please don't be a stranger. You can always contact me on Discord, and we can talk more. Okay.
I'll do. Thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Hugo.
Thank you so
I will
much.
improve it, and we will talk later on this year.
Of
Thank you.
course, of course.
Thank you.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Roberto, for being here. Okay, cool. We've done another showreel, so we now have one left. So we're gonna do another break. So Gregorio, thank you so much for waiting and sticking around. Don't worry, we're gonna be with you in a minute. So we're gonna do another break, and then we'll do the last showreel review. So I'm putting in the giveaway. Don't forget, we have a giveaway at the end of the stream for a Nuke course. If you don't want to wait, I am running a 50% discount on the course right now. And I'm going to leave you with a 10-minute break again. And again, as you know, this stream is sponsored by BenQ. So during the break, I will play the BenQ commercial. And I will also, of course, play my wife's book. If you like good food, don't forget to buy the book and support a self-published author like Anna is. Go and support small creators because they need your help and your support. So I'll leave you with that. Go and stretch your legs. Go and drink some water. Go and eat something, and I'll be right back in 10 minutes. I hope you can all stick around for the rest, and I'll see you all very soon. I'm just gonna run the commercials again, and yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Okay.
Hello everyone! I'm super excited to give you a glimpse of my first cookbook, Green Recipes for All, featuring over 50 dishes inspired by amazing Mediterranean food. Inside, you can find recipes made with a variety of fresh, healthy, and versatile ingredients and popular plant-based products. These are great choices whether you already follow a plant-based diet or simply wish to cook a few weekly meat-free meals to reduce your overall meat consumption. In the book, you'll find a wide range of new and exclusive recipes, from soups and big salads to main courses and desserts, as well as some of the most popular recipes here on my channel, such as the perfectly cooked non-stick rice or the tabbouleh-style bulgur and mixed bean salad. Not forgetting a new version of the delicious tofu chocolate mousse. So, if you'd like to have a look at my book and try some of the recipes, just visit any Amazon marketplace and order a copy, which is available in hardcover, paperback, or digital formats. Hope you enjoyed the book, have fun cooking, and see you next time.
Okay, we are back, and this is for the last time. So we have one last showreel that we're gonna review. As always, as you saw on the break, this stream is brought to you by BenQ, so thank you so much for them sponsoring the stream. So we have one last contestant, and this is the fourth time I believe he's on the show. So it's Gregorio. He's back with some new shots, and so I believe it's the fourth time. I think it's the fourth time. So let's do his showreel review, and then after that, right after that, we'll do the giveaway. So right after. So I'm going to jump into a call and talk to them. Let's see here. Let's see if they're here, joining, and hopefully it's all working here. So okay. Waiting for them to come in, and then once they're here, we can go and do it. So let's see here. So I'm going to share my screen anyway, and okay, cool. Yeah, so Gregorio, if you want to come in, we are waiting for you. Just come in. It's your fourth? Okay, I can see that. Yeah, so just sign the link, and hopefully we can do this. Yeah? You here? I don't think you're here yet. Cool. Just like waiting waiting for them to show up. You coming? Oh, okay, here we go. So no, okay, so yeah, so Gregorio, we're waiting for you coming in or what? Just like waiting on the other screen here, just a second. Are they not? Yeah, I see him. I see him on the chat. So I'm not sure why you're not coming in. Do you find the link? Can you find it? Let me know if you can get in, so we can do the last show review. Ah, there you go. Now you're here. Okay, cool. Excellent. So let me just put the sound on here.
Clear it up.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Just give me a second.
Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to get here.
It's not a problem. Most of the time I can't figure it out either, so. Okay.
Sorry, I just a few minutes ago I'm having like difficulty, so I will not be on my Wi-Fi.
Okay. Just give me a second. I'm just like trying to see if I can bring you in. Okay, cool. So that's perfect. You are vertical, so I'm trying to like sort to a way for you to be able to be here without giving me too much problems. So because you're a vertical screen, no, it's fine. It's all fixed now. So I'm gonna put the screen up here, and I'll be here as well. So yeah, cool. How you doing, my friend? It is the fourth time that you are here.
I'm doing amazing. What about you?
I'm good. So I'm going to put your showreel looping, removing the sound, and I'm gonna put it looping for everyone to see. So, I mean, I know it's the fourth time that you are here, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself in case someone doesn't know you, you know?
Yes, my name is Gregorio. I am from Ghana. I'm mixed, Italian Ghanaian. I'm a cinematographer and a VFX compositor. I mostly work in commercials. I've done some music videos and then documentaries. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Cool, man. And I can see that that you have brand new shots because these are not the ones that you had on the last time you were here on the show.
Yes.
You've been busy.
Yes, I have. And I
That's
keep
good.
learning new things and new programs.
That's cool. So how's it going in terms of work? Like you have this new show reel. Have you been working in production? Have you been busy? How's it? How's the scene going in Ghana? You know.
Yes, I've been working in. The first shot is actually a production shot for a music video, and then for the rest is also production because it's for the company I work with.
Okay. And so
It's raining on my end here, so I'm gonna have to find a better place. Give me a
okay,
minute.
okay. Is that rain?
Yes, the rain started. Yeah,
It's
hello.
it's breaking up quite a lot, but I think we got you back. I think so.
Yeah, the rain just started.
Okay. But I think you're back. I think we
Yeah,
can
I'm
hear you now.
Facebook okay now.
Okay.
Yes, I am. I am.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, let's start with the first shot. So, first shot is this shot with the water. It's called texture integration and loyalty music video. So I'm gonna just like make it a bit smaller so that
Yeah, the
people can
first
see.
shot is
Go for it.
okay. So this shot is for a music video for a friend, and the idea was just to create a title for the music video.
Okay, cool.
That's basically it.
Okay, cool. Well, I think you did a great job on integrating the title inside the water. You did a really, really good job with the actual displacement of the water being on the pool. So tell us a little bit about how you achieve that.
So with that, I used a bandpass from PXF. I created a bandpass from the plate, and then I used that through iDistort node to
Oh,
get
cool.
that effect.
Cool.
Because I noticed that the bandpass actually creates a gray, and then black and white image, which is good for iDistort.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's why I think that.
Cool. I mean, I really don't have much to say, Gregorio. Like, I think it looks great. It's very well integrated. The the depth of the water looks fine. I think you did a great job putting the displacement. You did a great job putting the foam back on top. Really have nothing to say. It's very well achieved. Well done.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's very, very well composite. Okay, tell us a little bit about the second shot. The second shot is called the upgrade.
Yes. So this one, the idea for it is a client needed a commercial for his company, which we usually do upgrades on cars. So I did the animation for it. I did not do model the car. We bought
Okay.
another animation and then the comp. I also modeled the garage. And then the text was actually done in comp.
Okay. And what was the objective? Like, were you trying to go for a photoreal look, or was it supposed to be very stylized and less photoreal?
Yeah. Yeah, not photorealistic. I was looking at stylized, like making it stylized, but not too stylized also.
Yeah, a mix of both. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think it looks nice. I mean, it looks very CG, of course. It doesn't really, but that's like you said, it's supposed to be stylized. But I think you did a good job with the integration, with the glows, with the lights, with the volumes as well. I think it looks nice. I mean, if if anything, I would say that if that was the intent to make it stylized, then you've achieved that. If the intent was to be a bit more realistic, then it's missing quite a few things. But yeah. So was your client happy?
Yeah, he was. He was actually. He loved it.
Great.
But then after I submitted it, I noticed I made
Hello?
an error in the motion blur. It was a black edges, so I had to fix that.
Okay. You said that you've made the text inside a comp. Is the text like cards, or is it like just like normal 2D text?
It's 2D text on cards.
Okay. Okay, cool. And then you have a shot here called The Call. What's going on with this?
The Call is a personal project that I got inspiration from, what's the movie? Blade Runner, with all the atmospheric around it. So the idea was the guy on the left is actually a victim to the assassin who is on the right.
Okay.
And since I'm a cinematographer, I'm using the rule of third and then the golden triangle and also color contrast. I just wanted to put out something like that.
Yeah. It's looking cool, but I think you need to improve a few things. Like there's quite a lot of flickering and dots going around, especially on the edge here. There's a couple of dots that pop up on the car. There's a couple of white specks that pop up on the line here under the dude. And I think there is also some white specks flickering across the person on the left side as well. So that's quite distracting. I think if you can't sort that out on the rendering, you probably want to consider painting that out frame by frame, you know. Hello? You still here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from the rendering actually. I read very low quality time.
Yeah. So maybe consider painting it frame by frame. Now, from a point of view of scale as well, is this person supposed to be on the same distance as the person on the phone booth?
Yes, they are on the same distance. No, not the same distance, but they're on the same plane.
Because, I don't know, it looks to me like this person is too small. Am I wrong? Like, it looks like it's too small to me.
Okay, so they are actually 3D assets I got from V-Ray Library.
Okay.
Yeah, they are all assets. I did not model them.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know where that.
So let me put it this way with this, Gregorio. So I think this is it's a nice shot. It's a nice looking shot, but you can go two ways with this. Either you clean these dots and clean this flicker and maybe, you know, finish off with maybe a more artistic grading and maybe even put some, you know, maybe work a bit more on getting the atmospherics to fly a bit better in between the pillars, and then it's a very stylized and graphical kind of shot. But if you want it to look a bit more realistic, then I would advise you to add detail to it. I feel like although these things are all very foggy, I'm lacking detail. I'm kind of like I think it's too you know, there's no detail whatsoever here. Like, I would wish that you had maybe some numbers here and some lights in between the gas pump here. It would have been nice if maybe there would be some details on this side here. Maybe there would be some details inside the shop there. I'm just like missing details to make it a bit more realistic. And I'm saying this is because the reason I'm saying this is because you have a person, a character that has a lot of detail on the cloth, and you have like the seams of the cloth, and then the phone booth is very detailed. but then the rest is all too foggy and lacking of detail. I just feel that you need to put in more, maybe try to kick bash stuff in, and so that we have some pipes and some wires and some neons and some little, like just the front of the gas station. Maybe we see a little bit more of the car. I think you need to make a decision. Either you make it really contrasted and really stylized and it's only shapes, or if you're going to have two objects that are really detailed, you need to then put detail on everything. You know what I mean? You need to make a decision because the fact that you have so much detail on this person is kind of making it look strange with the rest, But it's a really nice shot, and I hope you put more little details on it,
Okay. But then, can I also, what I failed to mention is the idea for the background, and then the scene is all like dystopian.
This what?
Where
it broke up. Could you say that again? It broke up. Could you say it again?
Yeah, I'm saying that. Sorry, I was saying for the background, the scene, the idea for it was a location where it's abandoned. No one is using it anymore.
Okay.
That's why I didn't leave any lights on. Yeah. So I don't know if I achieved that.
Mm-hmm. I see. But that's okay. You can still have that. But then wouldn't we... Well, first of all, if it's abandoned, the one call wouldn't be switched on and maybe the phone wouldn't be on. But I still think... I don't know. It's just because it's a weird mix. Your shot is looking very stylized and very... but it has little bits of photorealism. So maybe, it does... it's up to you if you want to do that. I think that's an artistic choice, of course. I definitely think the dots and the flickers need to be fixed. That's the main thing that you should fix it,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then... Okay, so then we have this shot here with this kind of robot, isn't it? This is some kind of robot? The warrior's armor, yeah. So tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, so this is part of a series, one shot I worked on some time back with a sword.
Yeah,
I think that one was
that was on the showreel,
yes.
On the showreel of the foundry and everything. Yep.
Yeah, yes, it was. Yes. So I remember you made a statement that maybe the background I could have done a projection. So yeah, I did a projection for the background on this one.
Yeah.
To avoid the render time. And so it's just more like another series. So the whole idea is we have the warrior sword, the warrior's armor, and then they all come together later on. So this is a personal shot for my company.
Yeah. Well, it's looking great. I think from a technical point of view, you have a lot of flickering and noise happening on this piece of stone here. So you need to get rid of all of these little dots.
Low quality.
Yeah, you need to either paint that out or make a static projection for that section as well. So maybe the same way you've projected the background, because I can see it on the breakdown here, you have like a projection system going on here. That's a projection system. Maybe you can do the same with the stone. So you could bring in the stone geometry from your 3D package into Nuke and then project a high-res still of one frame of the render. And that would give you the parallaxing, but at least you wouldn't have the flicker and the noise,
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah. And the bottom is not necessary, just really this rock that has an issue,
Okay.
And the other thing as well is like the smoke that you have across this volumetric lighting, the smoke looks like it's a different frame rate. So you need to kind of be careful that it kind of looks like it's in slow motion, the smoke, but the footage isn't. So you see, it's like you can see the flowiness of the armors going up and down in a certain, like I don't know if it's 24, but it looks like 24 frames per
24.
second. 24. But then the smoke, it looks to me like you've slowed down the smoke. Did you slow down the smoke?
No, I did actually. I created a smoke in Nuke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a stock footage. I created it
Then
using PX.
Okay. Then you need to just check what's going on because it's just quite distracting to see it. It's almost jittering a bit, you know. You need to kind of like check what's going on there. Yeah, and yeah, but I think this is looking nice. I like the design of it, and it's goes well with the other shot that you've done as well. So that's nice. Yeah, and then I guess is this the Then we have these two shots which are the same production. So what's going on here with the BMW here?
Yes, so this is for a commercial for the company I work at, and the idea was to clone the worker. So it's the same person, but then I just rolled him out and cloned it. But quite unfortunate, before doing the breakdown, I had deleted the project file, so I didn't have access to the shapes, the roller shapes.
I see. Yeah, but it's looking good. I think you did a good job with... I'm not entirely sure what's happening there, though. Like, what's happening here? On this frame, you have like a doubled up... There's like a doubled up part of the clothing here. Then he goes in. That's all good. And then you've done that. That's quite simple. And then that's another... but then this shot is from the same commercial, right? No, it's not the commercial. Okay, sorry.
No,
it's another commercial.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, sorry, because I saw the car, I thought it was the same car. No, it's not the same car.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, this is a really straightforward shot. That's fine. Like, it's not very complicated. And then this one here with the glitch. This is a glitch effect you've done. That's looking cool as well. Very stylized shot. And then in here we have a replacement of what? Of the box. Is that what you did?
The letter on the box. It was an Amazon box. I didn't have the raw footage when I was at the time I was putting it together. So I cleaned up the box and then put nothing suspicious on it because of the music video.
I see. So you forgot, like, not that you forgot, but I think you're missing motion blur on the text. So you can kind of see the box has a bit, it's not a lot, but just a little bit of motion blur.
Okay.
And your text has no motion blur. So you should go in and put in, either activate the motion blur on the transform nodes or make up your own motion blur by yourself, you know. So
Okay,
and then
thank you.
a little side note, when you cut to your title, there's one frame where there's not all the logos there. You need to like fix that. That's just a bit weird. And also you have the semi-transparent of the Photoshop layer with the squares around the Photoshop logo as well. So it's like when you get like, oh, I want a PNG, and then
I got it from Google.
a PNG from Google, yes. Yes. Does it select as well? Oh, look at that. The text can be selected as well. That's awesome. I love this now. Does it select this one? Ah, this one it doesn't select. It selects this one, but not that one. Okay. Okay, cool. So, Gregorio, great showreel, but this showreel now doesn't have other shots you had before. So what's the deal here? Are you going to make another showreel that includes all of them, or are these now the new shots you want on your showreel?
Yes, I'm not putting all together. So this is more like 2023-24 work.
Okay, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Cool. But you still have access. You still have the other showreels, right?
Yes, I still do.
They're still on. Okay. Yeah, great job. I mean, I think, you know, you have a lot of promise here. You just have a few things that you need to fix. Definitely, you know, you're progressing. You're getting better every time. Like, you're getting better and better with the shots and having more production work. So well done, you know, like you've done a lot of work and you've done a lot of production, which is great. I can't... so congratulations on that, you know.
Thank you. And also thanks to you and your class.
No, I'm sure it wasn't just because of that. I'm sure it was because of your talent as well.
You're part of it.
Well, but thank you so much for saying that. is there anything else that you want to talk about or discuss before you go? I know you had a question about the color space, but
Yes.
I would much prefer to do that on the Nuke stream, so we'll do it next week. So jump in onto the Nuke stream next week, and then we'll go through that, the color space inside of the round tripping between Nuke and DaVinci. Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me? You still here? I think I lost you. Oh no! Did I lost you? Ah, I lost you. Okay, I think we lost you. Did we lost you? I think we. Yeah, I think you're gone. Oh man. I think you're gone. Okay. Well, we'll wait a couple of seconds, and then if not, I think he went. Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he's dropped out. Probably lost the signal. It's not a problem. I think we went through everything. So I was just telling Gregorio that he can come back next week because he had a question about round tripping between DaVinci and Nuke, about the color space in Aces, and so we're gonna go through that next. We can go through that next week. But yeah, but again, Gregorio, if you're watching on the chat, thank you so much for joining. It is the 4th time that you are now on this this showreel review, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. And it's been amazing to see the progress between all the work that you've done over the years. So it's been great. Thank you so much once again for being here. Okay, cool. So now we are done. Look at that. We are done, and so now we're gonna do the giveaways. And yeah, that's it. And then we're done. Look at that. Yeah. And by the way, if anyone has noticed, I have a Ferrari shirt again. And because this weekend, Formula 1 Grand Prix is in Italy. And that's why my boys on the Ferrari, Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Come on, guys. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's this time. I hope you win. Okay, so let's do the giveaway, and then get the hell out of here. So for those of you that haven't done the giveaway yet, I'll leave it on the screen here. There it is. So that's the giveaway link. I'll put it on the description again. So this will be for my Nuke course. And remember, my Nuke course is currently 50% off. Well, both of them are. And so keep in mind that you can join, or you can and of course I'll just put my wife's book as well here, the 3 links that we've been putting the whole day here. So let's do. So how many people have signed up for the giveaway? Let's see here. And one last thing that I just wanted to mention before we go. Where's the link? There it is. Yeah, so before I forget, so next week, don't forget we are going to be doing another Nuke Disconstruction. So this time it will be Thursday, the 23rd of May from 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we are going to continue disconstructing and bring questions. We'll continue to we'll continue the Q&As that we did last time. And also we will have a giveaway of a Nuke Indie license, a giveaway of a Nuke course as well. So that's next week, next Thursday. And then the week after that, we go back to the showreel reviews. So I've actually put a bunch of them on my YouTube channel. So I'll put it here so you guys can see it. So on my YouTube channel, if you go here to my YouTube channel, if you go to live, you can see that I've already pre-booked. This is the one we're doing now, which is the showreel review 18. Next week we're gonna do the Disconstruction 8. Next week on the 23rd of the month. And then the week after that, the 30th of May, we'll have the showreel reviews 19 again. And then the week after that, on the 6th of June, we'll have Hugo Disconstructs number 9. I can't believe we're already halfway through the year. Oh my god, it's already been 6 months. It is flying. It is flying really quickly. Oh man, Roberto, I'm sorry, man. I like Alonso. I do like Alonso, but he's not a Ferrari driver anymore. I don't really care. As long as they're driving Ferrari, I don't really care who it is. And by the way, if you want to have fun, I've just published our visual effects podcast notes, VFX notes about cats. If you want to have some fun. Okay, it is quite a funny, quite a funny thing. Okay, so let's get back to this, the giveaway. So let's open up the giveaway. And we have, oh my god, we have 76 people for the giveaway. That's great. Okay, let's go for this and then get the hell out of here. So let's pick the winner. Hopefully they're here. And then we can go away. Let's see here. So, drawing the winner and see who wins. Let's see who wins the giveaway. Okay, so we have a winner here. Let's see if they're here. Hopefully they're here. Okay, so the winner for the Nuke course is... give me just a second, because I need to like delete the email so people don't see the email. Okay, cool. So the winner of the Nuke course is Whole Hates. I guess that's the name. All Hates. Are they here? Are they here? Hopefully they're here. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Gregorio. We got it, and we'll do it next time. So, not a problem. Or the winner here? Is the winner here? If they're not here, I can just roll the dice again. Oh, don't worry, Gregorio. We already thanked you, and we said that we've really enjoyed talking to you. So so that's fine. Not a problem. Okay, so I'll leave this one. No, not that one. That's the wrong one. It's this one here. I'll leave this one while we're waiting for the... So if anyone wants to buy the course, they can use that QR code. Okay, so all hate, I guess. They're not here, I guess. I don't see them here. Maybe they're not here. So if they're not here, then we will roll the dice again. I don't believe they're here. So let's roll the dice again and see who else is here. Okay, so let's roll the dice again. See, hopefully the next person is here. Okay, so the winner of the Nuke course is... if they do show up, that's okay. I can give it to them. I was gonna do 2 anyway, but if they do show up, but I think I'll just do this one. If I don't know if Whole Hat is here, so all hate, I guess. All hate. I don't know how I might write this. Okay, so then the winner is Michael Kozak. So Michael Kozak is the winner. Is Michael here? Let's see if Michael is here. I guess Michael probably is not Michael. Maybe it's Mikhail Kozak? Maybe it's Mikhail Kozak, maybe. I'm not sure. You need to tell me if it's Mikhail or if it's Michael, because it's missing an E, so it wouldn't be Michael. It would be Mikhail, I guess. Are they here? Hopefully they are here. I hope so. Otherwise, we're gonna have to roll this again. Are they here? No one is here? Come on, guys. You know the drill. Even if you don't want to see the stream, you can always show up at the end. You can always show up. Not that I'm suggesting that you should do that. Are they not here either? Oh, man, really? Like, oh, God. Okay, I'm going to have to do this again. Okay, okay. I guess I'll have to do it again. Okay, cool. I'll do it again then. Roll it again. Well, Nub, you should sign up anyway because even if you have the course, you could always get the other course. If someone has the course, I'm happy to offer you my other course. Okay, so let's roll the dice again. And see who else would be. Okay, so draw winners. Let's do another one. See if maybe this one is here. Okay, so now I have another winner here. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so. Okay. So, Supan, thank you so much for the question. That is a really long question. We've been going on for 3 hours and 20 minutes already. So I think it's a bit late to have that question about AI. But having said that, be sure to come back next week because, I am happy to, like, as you notice on the composting streams, I can answer all the questions there. So I'm happy to answer that because that's a really loaded question, and we've been already going on for 3 hours and something. So let's see here. The winner is. Okay, so that would be still number 4 here. Okay, so the winner of the Nuke course is. Sonai Mondal 4. Sonai Mondal. I hope that's how I pronounce your name. Sonai. Is Sonai Mondal 4 here? I hope you are. Are you here, Sonai? Are you here? Congratulations. Winner shouldn't be here. Oh man, he's not here either. Oh, come on. We've had this like a couple of months ago. We had this problem as well. I remember when I used to do these streams on Twitch. I used to have like people like I used to do like 7, 8, 10 times until I got it. Oh, here you go. Here he is. Congratulations, Mondal. Congratulations. You've won the Nuke course. Okay, so expect an email from me soon. Expect an email from me soon. I can see it's you, yes, because I can see your name here. So, yeah, congratulations. If you haven't win today, if you look at the screen, you can buy the course 50% off right now. It's available right now. So, but yeah, I just wanted to congratulate everyone and thank you so much for being here with me. Don't forget, next week we'll be here again. 1 week from now, we'll be on the Hugo Disconstructs number 8, where I am very happy to answer that question about AI. So I'm very happy to answer that question. I'm just afraid that it's been 3 hours and something. It's already been quite long to do a question like that. It's because that's going to take at least half an hour. So I hope you are well. I hope you have a great time, and I'll see you all later. See you all next week. Goodbye. Have a great weekend. Be well. Be good to one another and support the industry and support each other. Thank you so much. I'll see you all later. Have a great time and see you next week.